listening to Kate of Gaia on Critical Mass Radio. The game is up. Now, it's our turn.
Oh, good evening, good Friday night here on the Bucks with truly Kate Of Gaia. Yeah, mobile and hoping that this internet connection holds out. So, well, we'll see, won't we? At the end of the day, that's what matters. All right. Yeah, I don't even know where to start tonight. How about the beginning? That would work, wouldn't it? Yeah. Anyway, haven't had a whole lot of time to be rambling through a lot of stuff, but one of the things I did come across, you know me, I like looking at movies and clarifying the picture and seeing different little connections show up in new units of now, as always, because it's only now. And, of course, my intuitive is what leads me anyway, so my intuitive being the cards, right? So, yeah, it's the power of divination. When you have trust within yourself, no matter what your left brain is screaming at you, you just kind of say, shut up. This is what the now is saying, and you do it, whether you like it or not. So, anyway, I was watching, what's the name of it? Sky Captain and the World of Tomorrow. Funny that it's Jude Law and Gwyneth Paltrow. Again, just looking at things with brand new ears it's very profound, and I know there are some of you out there that are experiencing this, so I really would like this to be a wide open table tonight. Just to kind of keep things, I want to make sure that we're all working this through together so that there's a commonality. I had a good chat last night with Mike Cooley down in California, and yeah, he gets it. He saw the magic and slipped through the veil, and it is such a magical veil, and I assure you, I absolutely, positively assure you, you will not get there if there are any emotions. And while that might sound cold and heartless, it's not. It's actually quite the opposite. Being cold and heartless is reacting to emotions. The simple truth about emotions, when you are not in control of them, and even that notion of being in control of emotions is and can be blinding for a lot of people, and it's very difficult to try to break through that veil. And because I tell you, the left brain justify emotional. Remember, the ego is emotions. That's all it is. It's just imprints that have been placed upon us through all of our little experiences through our lives, and watching how others. Again, it's ego mimics. It's a copy. It's a copyright. And what the ego mimics are scenarios, situations, either from their own personal experience, involvement in a pastime or observing others. And it's always a pastime. Well, there's your pastime. Nice hobby to have. No thanks. If you're observing it from past perspective, you are not in the now. And the only thing that will keep you out of the now, again, is emotions. That is simply it. You've got to get neutral, and yeah, it's really, really difficult. So, looks like I'm going to guess that's Janet. Let me see, let's get these mics open here. Is it Janet? Wait for you to unmute.
I'm yours.
Hey, there you are. How are you?
Yeah. Awesome.
Good.
I figured out a part of my game piece that was like really eluding to me, but I knew it was going to be easy. But I live in California, and it was calling for you, so I was like, oh, that was a cool moment for me.
Right on.
I've been having a lot of fun. Yep.
Well, yeah, I was thinking about a few endings of words, like you have machine or fine or mine, and of course when you look at the spellings at the very end of the words, you've got ne, right? So you can pronounce knee. So then I looked at phi ni. Isn't that interesting? And of course, anytime I say knee, for me it just immediately brings in the kneecap Capricorns, right? So,
right, get on your
kneecaps.
knees, yeah.
Right.
Capricorn,
so, and that's just an allegorical. Excuse me. What that's saying is to put aside the thoughts of the left brain. That is the cane, and loves the cane, Abel. You know, for those that have or have lived in the UK and went to school there, you'll know what caning is all about. You get the cane, and it's not a happy experience. Honest.
No,
I got it a few times.
to say the least. That's torture.
You know. And that's exactly what we do with ourselves all the time. We torture ourselves with left brain monkey chatter, and I got to tell you, it's a constant daily vigilance that it's very easy for that to get away from you. This is why it's so incredibly I can't even put important is they're important. I'm left mind, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
totally.
Let's, okay, now there's another pronunciation of it. So you say important. Now, im as a prefix means not left mind. What is important, and I wanted to clarify that, is you're either in or out of the left mind. And ego/emotion, I'm really going to put these together so that to take away that separateness of when people talk about the ego. For me, it was psychology's way of taking something that is within you, outside of you, yet again to look at it from a separated, right? A separated entity. It's not. It is. There was a great video. Bringing it into balance. Now, what was the video? It was one of Bill's. Was Raping of the Virgin. Let me just. Yeah, he had just. Again, Bill releases them in perfect moment now, as everything is perfect. So I simply look to see what is going on now. Where are we? Raping of the Virgin. I just want to give the number so if anyone wants to search it. Again, go to Bill's website, hiddenmeanings.com, and they're all there. So let me see. As soon as I get this, because I know I just listened to it. So there it is.
Yeah, and your last writing, the oiling and water.
Oil and water.
That's perfect. I mean, that helped me. 1,000 times. I mean, because it just brought it to a more perspective for me, so I could really separate. And yesterday when you talked about the imprinting, that was perfect too. Well,
the thing that again is for me, it's about clarifying and centering in, taking the crosshairs and focusing on the things that that I'm looking at, and with this, discussing things with you guys. The things that I'm looking at to focus on to see what is vitally important to bring back into balance. Now that video is number 233, Rape of the Virgin. So if you want to search that on YouTube, highly recommended. Let's look at the word W-O-R-D. Let's flip out the W and put the proper O sound. Now the reason I was talking about this last night with Mike, and start getting visual. Go through the alphabet very slowly and start visualizing the shape you're making with your torus field mouth. And you'll see that when you're saying the W, wa, when you say water, what you're doing is you're pulling it in. Now when you say water, you're pushing it out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I noticed that when you wrote that today, so I was like, oh, yeah, that's how, because I've been playing with how we're going to make the W, work, or, so yeah, that's really good.
Well, again, now you get a better understanding of what the Oort field is all about, or field T, right?
Yeah.
Wort. Well, the W out of word and put the O in, and take the D out and put the T in, and there's your wart. And we're talking about the witch's nose. The one that's always on her nose, right? The wart.
Yep.
That is on your nose, right?
Nose,
and witches.
I'll follow your nose. There we go.
Yeah, and they like to, of course, witches are all, evil, nasty, right? Well, talked about that before, and what is a witch? Well, a witch is it can be either a witch, and of course that leaves a choice, which one, whether or not, kind of thing, and it can also be pronounced white key.
Yep.
Wit means to know. Key, so wit key, white key. So it entirely changes the intentions that are placed in these sounds, and the more you work through these things, like here's another example. Excuse me. Shape the letters and pay close attention to where your tongue is when you're saying T and D. Mm-hmm. Try that out, and you'll see that the shape is almost identical. Just slight flex in the back of the throat.
Really good. Yeah.
So this is what I do, and I was looking at the alphabet. I tried to get my word program open. It was a little too soon before the show started, and of course I just wanted to make sure that I had an internet connection. But I was going through the alphabet in my mind last night and looking for the sigils that are positive / negative. Mm-hmm. And because what we have here, the spelling is what is polarized, right? So we have an equal and opposite meaning for a word where assumption and presumption is mainstay. Right or right. Which one did I say? And depending in the context of what I'm talking, it can be assumed one thing, but then when you put the whole sentence together, it's like I broke down, I do not consent, and you just got to open your mouth and say, aye, and I've got you. So it means yes, aye, Captain, right? Wow. So you've got to start looking at these with your ears and redefining things. What was it about Phoenician? There was another real literal one that just jumped out at me. Again, trying to keep notes. I've just been a bit of a hustle bustle today, trying to make sure I could get to a net location where I could actually do this. So my apologies to all for not being a bit more prepared. But we'll muck on through. Yeah.
It's all good.
Yeah, we just have a tendency to, me anyway. Like I said, the only thing I'm concerned with is getting on the air. That's it. On that, I don't give a rat's royal rump where I'm getting on the air from. So.
Get it out there. Right. That's awesome. That's what's important, that's I mean, really good right now. Because we're really...
Well, that's priority one. And
yeah.
Yeah, I got to tell you, I remember...
the mountains are moving. It's nice.
Well, just going back a couple of years ago, like this time last year, I was sitting in a solitary cell, right? And I got to tell you, when I got out after that, this was the only thing that mattered to me. Well, I'm talking in terms of getting the word out, but there was a lot of other things that were there, and they're still there. But they're not emotional heartstrings that are getting played like some, thrash metal guitarist. They were then, but now they're more subtle, right? Because it's looking at the things that that you need to contrast, and they're not easy to do. And I got to tell you, I am not an easy being to be around. Period. With ego. End of story. Because I know how beautiful the essence is. Because I can see you, and this is where it's a fight to the finish. I wanted to get to that Sky Captain thing. The main character that they were hunting down in it, his name was Totenkopf. which is, and I looked this up ages ago. I was trying to remember last night. What does that mean again? I knew it had something to do with a skull and crossbones, and that's exactly what it is. It's very interesting, though, with regards to that. Now, just to let you know, that was the main character. Of course, you had Jude Law and Jute. It was it's crazy watching this stuff now because you can see all of the energies, and of course, they're looking for Shangri-La. It's not on a map anywhere. You got to head north at this coordinate. All the numbers, even the numbers on the planes, everything. It is so laughable when you start seeing it from those eyes. And this is why it's impossible. If you've got any ego issues, fight in you, anything like that at all, you will never see this. You'll get glimpses of it, perchance. But you will never see the now talking to you. And I got to tell you, it's crow after crow after crow. And, it's it was funny. I was coming into the town, well, not the town I'm in now, but I was coming into Erin and just got to the bottom of the hill and no brakes. It was great. It was awesome. Hey, I sit down and handbrake and stuff like that. But, true to form, went up and there's a gas station that I go to fairly regular anytime I'm in the area. And there's a shop attached to it. And the guy took me in right away and ended up, I've still got to go back, but I got most of the air out of the brake lines. But no, it was fun. It was good. But
Interstate 90, huh?
yeah, it was really funny. It's again, it's all good. It's all good. But yeah, portable mobile. So that's the game.
Yeah.
Someone's got to do it, right?
Yeah, that's what me and Shrek do. We drive to the library, get online, drive to somewhere to stay, and it's all good.
Well, that's exactly it, right? So, but yeah, I can. It's amazing. This is another thing too, and it's a beautiful contrast because I look at the different connections that people have with things, and I might as well say possessions or possessed with things, right? I can travel around my whole world in a little two-door coupe, okay?
It works.
Got my purse, got my computer, got my keyboard. Yeah. I'm good. Oh, my guitar too. Got that.
You gotta have that.
No, that's all good.
Yep.
So here, check this out for Totenkopf. Totenkopf is the German word for skull and crossbones and death's head symbols. The Totenkopf symbol is an old international symbol for death, danger, or the dead, as well as piracy. It gets more interesting. It consists usually of the human skull with or without the mandible and often includes two crossed long bones, femurs, most often depicted in the crossbones being behind some part of the skull. It's commonly associated with 19th and 20th century German military use. The lexical formation of the word Totenkopf can be explained as dead person's head, and in brackets beside it, gender neutral.
Wow.
Now, how interesting is that?
Yeah.
Is that a big enough clue?
Yep, right on target. Yeah.
So it's been an interesting day. Just interacting with people around here. It's all good, but it was more interesting than normal, especially seeing people that I already know and others that just watching the reactions. It's okay. I'm here to make your day interesting. Worked, didn't it?
I bet.
It's okay,
Bearded dragon flying in.
Oh yeah, I know. Just
That's so funny.
Yeah, stand there behind your counter
I'd
and
like
have
to
that.
be like a little bee on your shoulder for just a little bit. That'd be fun.
Yeah. Yeah, stand there behind the counter with that wry little smirk of, oh my God. Yeah, I know, Oh my God, is that, you can feel their thoughts, right? And you look at them and go, yeah it's okay. I get this quite regular. Some people react the same way, like to retarded children and other defects, right? It's like,
right.
I do like putting it where it really is and it's powerful. It's very powerful, and I know this, it's a very responsible thing.
Right.
Because it really jolts people out of their.
I bet. I mean.
Well, chakra, yeah. I'll bet.
Chakra, yeah. But they're getting a gift and they don't know it, so that's really cool too.
Well,
that's in that energy.
Funny.
It is so great. Even though they're shocked and everything, they're getting a gift. So that's just so perfect and great.
Yeah, I love saying Google Kate of Gaia, and then seeing them the next time. It's a whole different conversation.
Yeah. There you go.
Another one of my favorite lines is, you should try reading the book. You already see the cover. Yeah. It's a handy role to play for one-liners, that's for sure. But I don't. You're the only one that's jumped in here, Janet. I have a bunch of pussies out there who don't want to talk. I don't know what's going on.
Hi, they'll be jumping in.
I'm just.
They'll be jumping in. The water is so nice.
Oh, there you go.
You're just spotting.
Well, let's go into the alphabet here, because I was looking at the letters and the sigils, and just the shapes of them, right? Because I focus on the shapes, the symbols, and to see what the intent of the symbol has to say. It's like the capital L letter A is a positive, and it's bridged and pointing up. So it's a creation from below going up. And then you look at the lowercase a, and what it is a, what do you call it? Looks like you got some company here, but anyway. Lowercase a is like a circle with a line beside it.
Yeah.
And, looks like I got some OPP coming by. Anyway, so if I end up going off the air, you know why. So it's all good.
Okay.
Anyway, what was I going to say to you? So if you got the circle and the O, just on the phone. Okay. Anyway, so what was I going to say there? Then you've got, because I was looking at the O's and the I's to see how they connect together.
Yeah.
So you've got like a wall on one side and an O on the other. You see what I'm saying here? Sorry, guys, just a little distracted here. But anyway, bottom line is this. Focus on the shapes. Now, take the capital H, for example. You've got that bridged, both going up, so you got a double DNA action going on.
Yeah.
Right? Now, look at the capital letter B, which is a 13. The lowercase b is the mirror of the P, which is the key row, the reversed Greek letter.
Okay. Right, the T. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's all good. And then you have, let's go to the C. The capital C and the low C, lowercase c, are, for me, they're both positive. There's no positive negatives in those. And then you have
exactly the same, just
the
smaller.
D. Yeah. Then you've got the lowercase d, and the uppercase D is a mirror of itself. So it's, for me, that's like cutting the O in two, and it's just showing a reflection on the other side.
Okay. Half of the theta.
Yes, exactly. Well, actually, the D is, I haven't checked that one out, but I know that the G, when you put the G over top of itself, you've got the full hex of the theta, right? Yeah. Then you have G, A, B, C, D, E, which is a reversed 3, so it's looking at it in the mirror. Then you have, they're coming over. So one sec. Hi, I'm live on the air right now. Can I help you? Yeah, I do. I get about 1 million listeners. It's 2 hours from now. Yeah. Google Kate of Gaia. You've got a computer. Google Kate of Gaia. You've got a computer, right? Yeah. Well, I'm not a taxpayer, right? So it's all good. Yeah. And I'm not one of those silly freeman types, please. No.
And tell me your website again. I want to check that.
Okay. Well, just Google Kate of Gaia. It's the #1 search.
Kate of Gaia?
Gaia. Gaia.
And is it Kate, K-A-T-E?
Well, you can. It depends on how you want to pronounce it, right? I don't actually spell it out for anybody. So yeah, it's.
Right. And you're not with.
No. I'm a Phoenician. Big difference. Yeah, it's different. Yeah, it's Phoenician. That's what this whole society is built on. Sound faking, right? You don't know what you're saying. That's the whole trick that they play. Okay. Have a great night. Anyway, where were we?
Oh, beautiful, Kate.
G.
Okay.
What's that?
That was beautiful.
Well, no, it's just how I communicate with people. Just
no, I just love
Have
that
fun.
because I just did. That was just like sitting on the edge of your seat. Just good movie. I'm having a good adventure.
Oh yeah, well, welcome to real time. Well, it's all good.
Yeah, all good. Too good.
I should probably hang around for a bit. No, whatever. We'll see what happens. We'll play this movie out as it plays. So now we got GHI, right? So that's a vertical line. So that's also a double cross because it can go up and it can go down.
So leave the G in the alphabet?
Oh, sorry, the G. No, get rid of. I take that out and put a K in, right?
Right. I killed that. So because I've been writing out the alphabet, so I'm going along with you writing these. So don't put the G back in, right?
Right. And the trick about the K, the letter K, is that you can rotate it all the way around, and it gives you most of the Coptic key, right? Because it's going to give you an X through the I itself.
Yeah. Yep. I know, that's really fun. I used to doodle that all the time. That's really a fun one. Oh.
So anyway, what was I going to say there?
Okay, so we're at the K.
Okay, so, I want to finish the G, because the lowercase g, you've got two types there. You've got what's called a one-story and a two-story, right? Because the two-story has got the O above and the O below, and the single-story's just got the G with a little hook like the J, right?
Right.
So then you have, and the uppercase G is half the theta, half the spirit, right? So that's why, for me, that's the hex. You got to flip it over. So we went to H. Now the lowercase h is also, when you flip it upside down, is a Y, right? So I'm going like three-dimensional on these things.
Okay.
Not just sitting two-dimensional.
Yep.
You got that? Okay.
Yep.
And I already covered the I. Now the I, flip it upside down, you have an exclamation mark, so it's got some energy involved in it.
Okay.
You see what I mean? You're pointing.
I saw you do that in some of your writings. Yeah.
Right. So you've got the dot, and then you're reaching up with that energy. Same thing like with the A. It's capturing the energy of below and focusing it up. And when you put the capital A on top of itself, again, there you've got it branching and bridged out, right? And if you look in the middle of that, you have the Orion Nebula hourglass, or the Orion constellation, right? So it's all about fixed spells. So we went to H-I. J is a very interesting letter in that it's got the dot above, and when you look at a question mark, it's almost the same. That it's just had the shit beat out of it. Right?
Yeah.
So,
it's a little bit kinky.
And that cues the either crucifixion or the capital L, right? Love. So you got to be. See, and this is how I look at everything. So we got J, and then we go to the K. Lowercase, very similar, just a taller top on it, and that's really about it. To me, it's like it's out of balance. So what I'm going to be doing is going through each one of the letters and find energies in it. And then what I'll do is I'm going to write a few lines just to see how they all fit. Huh?
Yeah, sounds
So
right. Balancing.
you getting the picture?
Yeah.
Now the L to me is an interesting one in that the lowercase L mimics the uppercase I without the top and bottom on it, right? So it's an open-ended intent.
Mm-hmm.
So when you take the T and put it into the Coptic key, that finishes the 8 points. So there's your two main letters, the K and the T, right?
Right.
There's also a W there, which I just got this sneaky feeling that it's got a hex in it as well, in that it's a double V creation from below to above. So that's why I'm very, very well. Again, keep telling everybody, don't take my word for it. What I do is I just follow intuitively what.
No, that feels right. When I've been playing with words like wonderful, I put an O there, and it's still wonderful. And there's just a lot of words that are way better with the O instead of the W. They feel better, and they just go. I think that works for me.
Okay, so we got, where are we going from there? Well, HIJKLM. Interesting in that it's got two intentions going up with a V in it. So it's like the two capital I's bridged with a V at the top, and you can do the same thing with the W, two capital I's with the V's pointing, creation pointing down. So I've long referred to the M as above, the W as below, right? Now, we take, give you an idea, the boy name, Wilfred, Wilfred, let's flip out the W to an O and flip out the D to a T, and what you have there is the oil, free, and then you have the little crucifixion in there, right? Or the capital L. So I changed that out for the law of truth, right? So it's the oil to free the law of truth. So these are clues and things that are going to fall into your life path, right? So this is why, for me, it's very important to get this together so that people can start messing around with their own names to see that theirs is the name of God. I would hazard to say, instead of the name of God, the name of T, which is there's your T square, if you will.
Yeah.
And I was in architecture for a while, drafting and whatever, so it was really interesting that we use T squares, and of course all the other little instruments of fun and joy and bliss and glee and whatever else, right?
Right.
Yeah, too much fun.
Kate,
so. Yeah.
Can I jump in?
I opened your line for that reason, hon.
It's been a while. Listen, I'm traveling, so I apologize if it's kind of noisy, but you're on my letter. You're on the M.
On your letter.
You're on the letter M, and this is Mem.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
And what I was thinking of is the wave, with the up, down, the wave. And I'm thinking of scalar, and again, I'm thinking of spirit. I'll go ahead and mute out and listen, but I just wanted to see what your thoughts were on that.
Well, I'll tell you as soon as... Oh, yeah, another cruiser just pulled in, so it looks like I'm making a stink here, so there you go. Welcome to my world. Fun, eh? Anyway,
well...
What else?
All is well.
No, it's all well. It's all good. I mean, hey, I'm just going through the experience, so we'll see what kind of fun we can play now.
You're awesome.
Yeah, so again, look at your name, Meme, right? M-E-M-E, Will. I got that right, didn't I?
Yep.
Yeah,
okay.
And I was just saying scalar wave of protection and what was I going to say? Like cloaking. All is well.
Yeah.
Spirit is with you.
Oh, I'm fine.
And
Don't worry about me.
We're all with you.
Yep, it's all good. Don't worry about me at all. I don't. Just play out what I need to play out and install things as what is needed. So there's obviously something that's needed, so I'm good.
Yep.
Fair dinkum? It's all good. Anyway, so let's carry on. What do we have? HIJKLMNMN. Okay, so that's a sideways Z, right?
Right.
Okay, now Z used to be the 7th letter in the alphabet too, and it got shoved to the very end. So I go back to the movie World War Z, or World War Z, whatever the case may be. I prefer to say Z at this point because of the sound that it makes. It takes the mirror out of it.
Yeah.
Right? So, and of course, UK version of the letter Z is Z. And I remember I used to hear the zebra argument all the time, which I thought was rather funny. So when you look at the Z, it's opposing sevens, one as above, so below. Now, when I do my sevens, I generally draw little lines through the middle of it, right?
Right.
So what do you got there? You got the hourglass again. When you complete the Z, face it over top of itself, and it's got the line through the middle of it, right? Yeah. And then when you take two Zs, you can do them left hand rotate or right hand rotate. So you get yourself that brings back the ancient swastika symbol, and the energy is contained inside of that, right? So, but anyway, what else was I? Okay, P. Well, P we already know about P, right? And Q, of course, for me is just the ovum with the sperm in it. That's all.
Yeah.
The lowercase.
The lower.
You've got the circle again with the bar against it, and opposite to the G. So it's got the tail to the right where the G has it to the left.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
R, well, capital R, it's still got that what do you call it? P with a leg on it. So knowing full well that anything to the top would have that negative intention to it, I just have it already swung in my mind. So it's got that rho, right? The Greek letter rho, or spirit.
Sorry, Joe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
And then you have, what else? Lowercase r, so you've got the straight arm with the little, what do you call that? It's almost like a little umbrella, right? So, I haven't been through the alphabet yet to go through it like this, so I'm kind of winging it right now, and I've got lots of audience here. So, anyway, so move on. What else you guys want to talk about?
I was thinking that today the show changed to a 5, so we're moving up to B4. So that was one thing that came to me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing too. It starts an hour later, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go.
We're moving up in the octave, and I've been seeing everybody. I mean, in the stars and the clouds. You guys are just like all over the place. That's shape-shifting. I'm like, there's Kate. It's like a great big griffin going by, and then these whales, and I was just like tripping about Mike and the whale or Ninja, and then Colleen with the dolphins, and then they went by, and I was like, oh, you guys are everywhere. And then in the night, sparkling stars and the different colors, and it's just like rainbows and keeping me steady and strong, so thank you.
All good. All good.
All good.
Where else? Yeah, sorry guys, I'm just a little distracted here. I got a couple of monkeys sitting behind me, so that's par for course normal. I must make them really nervous or something. Wonder why.
Oh.
Yeah, I guess I don't want to be on the air either, right? Weird. Anyway. Yeah, so, who else is here? Come on, guys, jump in here. We got lots of people in the list. Somebody put your hands up. There we go.
There we go.
Howdy.
There you are. Hey, how are you?
Good, how you doing?
Good. Yeah, having fun.
Get some company there, huh?
Oh, yeah. No, that's par for the course.
Go buy him a coffee.
Can't. The place is closed. Alex left about 2 hours ago.
Oh. Yeah, hey, you know what you can do, too, with the letters, Kate? Take the letter H, the small, lowercase h, and then the lowercase y, and connect them together.
Where? Oh, at base, like the 2 point?
Yeah. Just connect them. So we're playing. It's connect the dots, yeah. And if you add, because that's what I've been doing, what you're starting to do, too, with the alphabet, the H is the 8th letter of the alphabet. That's 8. See, this is the thing. We're the 33-degree Masons. We're the master carpenters here. I'm sure there's a lot of they're running around, and might be a few that know. I don't know. I haven't talked with any of them, but this is what I know is that when you start to breaking down this language and what you're doing with the replacing the words with different words, and so anyways, before I get carried away here, the H is the 8th letter, the Y is the 25th letter. Add those numbers together. And we get 33.
Keep going.
33 degrees.
Okay, I got what you're saying.
Yeah. And it's a puzzle that we're putting together, and you're starting to see it too within that Coptic key. And when you connect the H and the Y, you have B, and G.
Right.
Okay, and what does that look like to you?
Sorry, brain is fried right now. I got lights in my rear views.
Yeah. Well, the B looks like a 6, and the G looks like a 9. You just don't make the little hook with the G. It's kind of a Q, a lowercase q, actually, in a sense. So that probably gets some significance. See, this is the thing, throwing you these nuggets here, is I know your mind, because I'm, like I said, I'm rewiring some synapses in my brain here. And discovering these things, it opens up, it opens us up, and that's what we're doing. Is we're drawing a bigger picture here. The canvas is getting larger. So that's the thing is when you connect the H with a Y, right, 33 degrees. Then when you connect them, you get 69, right? Now this is the kicker. It looks like it's the B. It becomes the B and the G. So the H and the Y connected becomes the B and the G. That's 69 backwards. You flip that, put that in the mirror, and you got P and D. Yeah, then you got 96.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, well, that's the mirror of the yin yang. So there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect.
And this is the funny thing is that where is it? How did I do this? So. You got the H and the Y, and then which is the H and the Y connected becomes the B and the G. So it's he, like he.
Yeah, there's that heebie-jeebies, right?
Yeah. You can think of the heebie-jeebies. It's amazing. See, we're the carpenters. The carpenters here. The carpenters were all right. But yeah, we're the master masons here. And it's a kicker. My niece just had a kid, right?
Yeah.
He's right on the cusp of being a Pisces and Aquarius. But anyways, she named him Mason. And my family knows what I mean. I hold no bone bars. When I walk into the room, it's like, uh-oh. Where's she? We gotta go. We gotta go. I don't know. But that's the thing is this puzzle's coming together. And my other niece had a kid. His name's Jacob, right? And like probably 4 or 5 days ago, I think I just got done. I just started listening to you, and his name's Jacob, and he was laying on the floor, and I was talking to my niece about getting into all this stuff, and they're all cross-eyed, like, but anyways, he's laying there, and he was real hyper. Then he got quiet and laid down, and all of a sudden he said, "Am I dead?" Right?
Yeah,
all
you gotta say. All you gotta say is Totenkopf.
Well, I just said yeah. I just said yup. but it's, and hey, write this movie. I don't know if you've seen this movie, but I got this movie today because you were talking about the different movies and the clues and the things you're seeing, and that opened me up, and so I started thinking, you know what? And I just watched Man of Steel. Have you seen that one?
No, I haven't.
I haven't.
The new Superman? Yeah, well, they mentioned 33 in there a couple times, and a bunch of other shit, which I know, and probably other viewers or people listening in, that's the thing is that once we can open them up, is that there'll be other pieces brought into the fold here but let me get the name of it. What the hell was the name of the? This is pretty interesting. End is Game.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was in the essay. Yeah.
Here. Oh, was it? Oh, you saw that one?
Oh yeah. Take out the D and put the T in. You got enters. Kami, enter the spirit of magnetic electric, right?
Yeah. And it was about the colonies, right? So you saw that movie then?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that's
one of the ones that I've talked about that one a few times.
Yeah. So. And that's the thing too, is like the frequency you're on, because that's what it is that when you quiet yourself and it's spooky, right? Because that's the thing, you get the heebie-jeebies. It's like, no, this isn't happening. This isn't happening. I got to go to church today. and then the other thing is that it is truly just like that movie, the never-ending story. It's like, are they talking about me? Are they talking about? I don't want any. And it's crazy. It's amazingly. And I looked up. You guys were talking about that star too. I looked that up. Yeah, March 12th. They found that.
Yeah.
Right. Well, they posted it.
Oh, that was the yellow giant, super giant, one of 12, 1,300 times the size of our sun, and 1 million times brighter. Yeah, it's funny how things are going. Well.
And it's to be part of a double star system with a second component so close that it is in contact with the main star. It says that observations spanning over 60 years, it indicates that this remarkable object is changing very rapidly. And it's a mix of a new and old observation, reveals exotic binary system, They combined, I think, something like, where is it? It says the brightest, and it's HR, right? Aren't those the initials for hour? HR?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's
HR.
right. That's right, Rachel.
There's a Horus, right? The Horus, Babylon, right? And then we got Mike in the call now, so.
Okay. Yeah, and so it says HR. It says 5171. The brightest star just below the Sentry, right? CNTRE, right? And I just drove by my my elementary school was Marston School, right? And then I looked at that was the kindergarten. They don't call it Center School. They don't call it Center School. We drove by it today, right? And it's spelled S-E-N-T-R-E. Sentry.
Yeah, and again, look at the word say and tree, right?
Tree.
So that's the creation of my tree. That's why you have to stay in constant vigilance on the emotions and keep them in check.
Right. So that's what is it? The conscious what?
Well, say is Latin for himself, herself, itself. So that is creation. For me, that's just creation as a whole.
Yeah.
Right.
Wow. And but yeah, I won't take up because it's really interesting because I read a lot of it. And
that's what the table. Yeah. That's what the table's for, bud. And just I just want to let you know we do have Mike in on the call. So
okay.
There you go.
Yeah, aloha, Mike. Aloha.
Hey, Kate.
Hey, so.
Minute back to you, Kate.
Oh, you're back. Okay. I didn't see you drop. Yeah, no, you didn't drop off. No, everyone's on the table. It seems to get the mics open. Hey, Mike, I was gonna ask you if you'd be interested in swapping up the hosting spots.
Yeah, I can do that, Kate.
Could you? Okay, and then I can call back in through the caller. Okay.
I just wanted to mention. Remember the city? What was the town at the end of Interstate 60 where they were going?
Where you're from?
Exactly.
Which is the gratitude mine of truth, right? Tanver, Ta and Ver.
Yep.
Wow.
I just love that,
Kate?
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When Mike said this star or sun that they've named it HR 5171.
Yeah.
And when you do the math on it, it's the 5171 comes down to the number 5. 5 is the number for grace. You can change the HR for hour to the sound of the word hour, O-U-R, and you've got hour, O-U-R, hour, H-O-U-R of grace. That was my thought.
Oh, there you go.
Yep. Also, this is the kicker, Kate. You add up hour, H-O, U-R, the letters in the alphabet. See, this is why it's just so friggin' perfect. You add up the letters. R is the 18th letter. U is the 21st letter. O is the 15th letter. And H is the 8th letter. It adds up to 62. In the mirror, it's 26. 26 letters of the alphabet, right?
Exactly.
Well, you add up 6 and 2. Yeah, you will add up 6 and 2, and you get 8. Right
there. That's cool. Yeah.
The alphabet's the hourglass.
8 for
beginning. And again, exactly. And then take two R's back to back, and that was the logo for the high school sports teams. One of the high schools I went to.
Oh, really?
Rolls Royce.
Yeah.
Wow.
Ross Royals. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Mike, so, buddy, if I could get you just to, if you can hang up there, then I'll let these guys just chitter-chatter for a minute, because I got to hang up too, right? And then I'll get you to call in right away on the host board, and then I'll call back in through on the caller. Okay?
What, they got an army there?
Well, no, there's two of them sitting there, so I just get Mike on the board. That way the show will roll, and I'll just go over and have a chat with him.
You think they're listening to the show right now?
Oh, who cares? I do, because these guys. Well, no, there's the power of the media, right? It's a whole lot different when there's a million plus people listening, right? That's an entirely different game.
They're going, what should we do?
What should we do? Well, hey, listen, they can Google Kate of Gaia, and then of course the assumption is that your name? I didn't say it was my name. I said just Google it. Mm-hmm. Right. It's always about the assumption and presumption shit. So, but anyway.
Yeah.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah.
So anyway, Mike just dumped, so I'm going to get you guys to carry on while I gotta hang up here, and then Mike can grab the board, and I'll see you back on the board in a sec, okay? And then I'll go over and talk with these guys. All right, be right back.
All right.
Okay, go, Richie. What else you got? I've been writing all this stuff you've been saying.
Have you?
You're doing
that's
great.
Why I threw it at Kate.
Yeah.
Well, the Coptic key, and I don't know if she's seen it yet, but see, that's the thing is that I'm kind of like waiting to see if because she's just opened up. It's just like it's rebooting. It's rebooting. These things that because a lot of people it's just like the alphabet. Yeah, there's just a bunch of letters, and I mean that's the way I was pretty much, just not thinking that it had a significance, but it's huge. This is the other kicker too, is the when you connect the H and the Y, right? So we're 33-degree Masons. Then once we connect them, bam, we're the Master Carpenters.
There you go.
All right.
Yeah.
Now the thing is, you got the B and the G. You add them up, right? Well, the B is that's the 69 there. But what I do is I disconnect the two I's that are connected to. Oh, I got to get that because this is really funny. Okay, there we go. That's what 101 Dalmatians. That's probably what it is. Is we're really writing the past, which we think has already happened, that we've experienced. But I'm not even going to go there. But so, anyways, it's for another time, maybe later. I don't know, but for now,
I hear you. But yeah,
you hear what I'm saying?
I think so. I do. I think that's exactly right on. Yeah.
So how did I do this? Oh yeah, disconnect the two I's because you got the B and the G. There's an I disconnected to the B. If you pull that apart, and then you pull the I from the G, you got an O, right? So you basically you got the 1 next to the O next to the 1. If you disconnect them, that's 101, right? And how the hell did I do this? Because this is just I got like papers everywhere, and this is just one of the things that I saw. So we got the 11, right? And where did I get the 1-5? Oh yeah. All right. So write down 11.
All right.
And then underneath it, because 11 is the 11th letter of the alphabet is K.
Okay.
So put the K underneath the 11.
Okay.
Put the O next to the 11, to the right of the 11.
Okay.
And the O is the 15th. Wait a minute. Where am I? Yeah, the O is the 15th letter of the alphabet, right?
Yeah.
Put the 15 above the O.
Okay.
Oh, wait a minute. Now, how did I do this? I got to back. You know what? Do this. Scratch everything out. Go K.
Hey, guys.
Oh, there she is.
Hey, guys. Just a bit of hassle here from someone outside of my reality. Mike, you got the board okay? Mike.
It hasn't came back on yet.
Oh, yeah. Well, okay, that's weird. Because I came in through the back door.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, well, I guess he'll be here when he gets here, so. But anyway, here, one sec. Sir.
Just identify yourself.
No, I don't play that game with you guys. I don't. You got no jurisdiction. I am my own jurisdiction, my friend. I wish you no harm. All right, there we go.
Okay.
Identify yourself. I'm a friend, I think, maybe.
Well, again, it depends on your definition of what a friend is, right? So.
Right.
I think, yeah. See, I don't do that. That happened with me. I went for a walk. I don't think you were online that night, Kate. But I'm not sure. But yeah, it was like 3 cruises full of. And they were the pirates. I was the parrot. They're like, what's your name? What's your name? You know? Where do you live?
Parrot game. There you go.
Where do you live? You been drinking? You been drinking? I don't. You know. He didn't know what to do. This guy's like huge, 2'6'5". But I don't know.
That's the funny thing too. You know, they might just step out and they want this and they want that and they want the other and it's like this hive of bees. You know, it's gonna be what it's gonna be. I'm done fucking caring anymore. So.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like and if these get, it's the thing is just standing in that knowingness. It's because I wasn't being wise. It's like you're being just who you are, completely
well, again,
level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, for me, it's simply about being polite and just, I'm done playing this silly fucking meat stick game. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're at 0 point. Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's like what's going to happen is what's going to happen, and I'm good with the Ebers. Got 3 of them here now. This is great. Hey, guess what I'm doing tonight? Collecting. Hey, well, whatever. So I'm not gonna script anything. I'm not gonna. Oh, geez, these people that contact me on Facebook. No, I don't know. Anyway, yeah.
Well, you know what I said to him, Kate, too. I says, you know what? I says, you have every right to ask me every question you just asked me. And I said, I have every right to ask you every question I just asked you. And I said, you also have the right to answer me, not me answering him. You have the right to answer me, and you also have the right to remain silent.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what they say to you when they arrest you. You have the right to remain silent, right? So I threw their game right back at them, with their game, and he did. He had every right to ask me the questions, and I had every right to ask him the questions and to not answer them. So, but that's the thing is, if they decided to carry me off and do whatever they did, I'm not going to resist, but I'm also going to stand in what you're doing right now is standing in your power of knowing, who you are, I'm who I am, and if they, I don't know what the hell they're gonna. I'm not even gonna go there. But that's just the scenarios that could happen, If but nothing's gonna happen as long as you stand in that knowing you're good to go, But
yeah.
Exactly.
And,
it gets down to the point where Mike's there. Good, we got him. Okay. It gets down to the point of getting communication going on in these groups so that they, this kind of flurry, it just creates more confusion for the system. And, you see them scurrying, and it completely defies the whole emotional program that gets into people. And this is exactly what I am working to offset. These guys included. I'm not excluding anybody out of this web. We're all caught in it, and you're either going to wake up to it or not.
No.
It is what it is.
Right. That's exactly what it is, Kate. It is what it is, but that's the thing is what we're doing right now is transforming what transform as Master Masons, transforming the consciousness, and it's inevitable. Absolutely.
Well, it's kind of funny because when I was shuffling the cards this morning, 10 of Swords jumped out, which is Camland. That's probably the worst card in the deck, right? So I'm thinking, okay, whatever, because it does is it's all about conflict. Well, look at the Battle of Camland, right? And that's what that card's all about. So, of course, that was like, well, tomorrow's the 8th of March, so let's see what this game has to play. So it's obviously playing itself out, and it is what it is, right?
Yep.
Just stay in your center. Go ahead.
Well, that's the thing is what I recognized when I was talking with them is that seeing is that how entrenched people were as we were, because that's what we have that point of that point of not knowing. So when you find someone and when they're caught in that system of identifying your name as your identity, which we use each other's names to right. We call each other. We have names, and we identify with that, but not to solidify that as your identity. We identify to a sound. But that's and that's the thing, and that's what they've confused that, and with a name, but that's the thing that once you know that, then you no longer identify with that. That's not our identity. There's a big difference between our identity versus being identified as being that being, because that's what the courts or is what they do, and but yeah, and they call that a name.
Well, see, that's the biggest trick of the trade, because as soon as you
that's the game.
Yeah, well, you've got, and this goes back to their codes, right? 33.1, 33.2, and 33.3. All you got to do is say it, and you're creating it, right? Because it's toroidal field. So no, going to identify, not a chance.
Exactly, and neither will I. No.
Yeah.
Well, so no, I'm who. If they're asking you who you are,
I already said I'm me.
Right. That's
magnetic electric.
I am.
God.
I might throw that into the mix, but I'm sure So yeah, it's like you don't know who I am. It's what it is they don't know who they are. So of course they're not going to know.
That's the game.
Or anyone else.
Starting to rain.
Just
got to roll the window up. There we go.
But
no, it's all good. It's really funny. I just can't imagine. You got three of them standing around there not knowing what to do. So it's like they can't do anything. They can't do anything without a name.
Oh no!
I stand my
ground. And that's
ground.
what those cops did when I was on the street. They were scratching their head, and when the sergeant came up, he started asking me the same questions, and I'm like, oh geez. And they just started answering the same way.
It's the same game. See, and there's the thing about it. As soon as you give them anything that is in their legal, their legal, swallow that French fry, will you? Then you're granting them authority, and my name shall remain unknown. You can assume and presume anything you want from any legal angle you want. Sorry, I don't play in that game. It's not what I do. So.
Well, what I think is going to happen, which is inevitable as soon as they get, if it doesn't happen soon, I think I'm probably just to get it over with, I'll probably drive and to find a cop and say, hey, I'm driving without a license and a license plate. What are you gonna just to get it, because it's a challenge for me. It's not. I'm not looking for any trouble or anything. But the thing is that's what because I can see how the universe is working. Because the cop, because when they were walking away, I heard him say, well, I guess you're not in a car. He said. That's what he said. Well, I guess you're not in a car, so there's nothing we can do now. But if I was in a car, right? What would be the difference? So.
Well, I just answered. I answered everything truthfully. It's whose is it? Mine. I got a key.
Yeah. Right. Yep. And so.
Who am I? I'm me.
Yep. Magnetic electric.
Simple and it's true.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No.
It's funny how it works, And that's the thing is that I think I mentioned that in breaking down. See, that's why this is opened up whole new avenues here. Is that the name itself, breaking that down, is NA, right? And in Congress, I talked about this I think before on a while back, and NA is in Congress, the lawmakers, right, when they agree and say yes to something, they say yay. When they agree and say no,
yeah, nay, yeah.
Yeah, nay. So nay / me. Yeah. So you're saying that I have no me.
Turn me in. Or turn me into a horse of the magnetic electric. Sorry, this is not a horse you're going to ride. I don't have a name. I am simply and there's what are you called? Called? I'm not harvested either.
Yeah.
And we got Colleen. We got Colleen in here too as well. By the way, hello, Colleen. How are you?
Hi, Colleen.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
I just keep going back to the emotions, Kate, and are we going to let the emotions rule us, or are we going to have command over the emotions? And 2 nights ago, you had read the cards and you had pulled Language of the Breath. And I was just going to listen that night, and I kept getting all these messages to get on. And because I had also pulled number 9, the Language of the Breath, the same night. And I put my hand up like the last 5 minutes, but you didn't see me. But with the emotions, we go to our breath, and that neutral place. And I broke down neutral, new trail, a new trail. You're off the program trail. You're neutral. You're on a new trail.
Yeah.
And there's the emotions are such an addiction that
it's paramount that you get a grip on them.
Yes. And so when you were right after you said that someone had pulled up their Kate, I pulled a card for tonight, and it was number 9 again, the Language of the Breath.
Oh, nice.
Well, how about you share that one?
Yeah.
Okay, it's kind of a long one, but I also wanted to share that same night. I was outside, and I was listening to you, and you were reading from somewhere. I don't remember what it was, and you were talking. Well, I had my binoculars because I was watching a red-tailed hawk in the tree.
Right.
And so I was listening to you, and you were talking something about incest. I don't know if you remember that. You were reading something.
Oh, yeah.
And, okay. So I had the binoculars down again. So I went and I put them back up, and I'm like focusing, and you're reading about incest, and I go, oh my gosh, there was a hawk on top of another hawk mating, and you're talking about incest.
What are the odds?
Oh, no.
So, it was like the synchronicity at our table and the connections we have. So that was just one of those magical, sweet moments there.
Yeah.
But
exactly. It goes back to that human thing that we're an unruly bunch. Yeah, go ahead. You can't rule me. I mean no one any harm at all.
Yes. So when we stay in that middle road, Kate, and we go to our breath, and, we really ground ourselves, and we know who we are, and we put out all around us in our auric field who we are, and that tells, anyone who comes near who we are.
Well, yeah, again, it's the old fact of time will tell, right? So,
yes.
Where do I live? Right here.
Right here, right now.
Yeah, I'm in my house right now.
Yes, you're at the middle road, and you're on that new trail, that neutral point. Actually, you're in that zone.
Zen zone.
Zen zone, yes. Mm-hmm. We're right there with you, Kate. Right there with you.
Yeah, it's okay. I see, that's the thing is I don't give a fuck.
Right.
Well, that energy of, well, like you said, when you're in a full-on download, that's like what I get in during the day, and it's trying to manage that. That's the key in what I'm looking to achieve, to put it in words and to express it, to illustrate it, because when you're able to illustrate it very good, and
well, I think most people who come to this table are experiencing download after download. But you know what? When we're not in balance and we do not have our emotions in check, it doesn't matter. Well, actually, probably wouldn't even get downloads if you're not emotionally balanced. But if if you do get downloads like that, and then you're getting knocked all over the place. I always love that analogy of the beach ball on the wave. If we just get knocked around like that beach ball with our emotions, it doesn't matter what we're hearing at this table, what videos we're watching of who, or what books we're reading. It's about getting balance, and I say this every time I come on. From my experience, it's being in the quiet, in nature, meditate, even if it's 10 minutes a day, because every single one of us, when we do this is where the power is and the change that will come into this world.
Oh, for sure,
whatever you're drawn to, it's kind of like, there's something pulling you towards a certain thing. So whatever that certain thing is pulling you to, as long as you're in that sincere truth seeking.
Well, it's kind of funny because they're pulling the normal tactics they pulled before, where they just grab you, yank you out of the car. They back off right quick. But again, this is not a power play. This is just leave me alone and wake up.
Right.
You're harming so much. More importantly, you're killing your own soul.
Yeah.
For what? For what?
Especially at this point in the game, it really is intense.
Well, yeah, so again, I'm just my place, and all things are perfect. I accept all things and just go with the flow, roll with it. See what needs to be contrasted, what needs to be shown, and makes for a hell of an interesting life book, doesn't it?
Yeah, adventure after adventure.
It's resting in the knowing, Kate. Resting in the knowing.
Oh, Mike's back.
So, did I miss something? You got somebody in your neighborhood, Kate?
They just pulled up with a tow truck. I don't think so. No, I don't think so.
You're on public property, right?
Private property.
Oh, private. Well, that's even better.
Yeah. Yeah, no, they like pulling the scare tactics. That's okay. That's normal.
Yeah.
No,
we are the witness.
Yeah, tow truck just drove away.
There you go.
So they must have called.
I was listening to Mark Passio.
And here comes the National Guard. They're coming up. They got the gun. Oh, they just walked away. They just went away.
Mark Passio's latest podcast, What's on Earth is Happening, he was just really, he was going into one of the things he says we all, can work on is self-loathing. We have this self-loathing, and we need to have self-respect, so we move out of the self-loathing. And he was reminding us that if you're a policeman or woman, you would definitely have some self-loathing issues. If you are in the military, you have self-loathing issues. For sure. It comes with the uniform.
Well, it does. Again, it's looking for that unity. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's in the wrong costume shop.
The other thing is too is if your energy is right, because there are no accidents. That's why when I see and the journey that each being's taken is that's basically what it is just realizing everything's perfectly playing out. It can't. The universe and the beings that exist within it,
A little update, guys? You want a little update?
No,
yeah.
I'm not going to make a mistake,
They're gone.
They're gone? So the tow truck, they took the tow. Wow.
Yeah.
The tow truck.
Yeah, well, no, the tow truck came in and left. I guess they just waited for the tow truck to get here to send it on its way. And then they're gone, too.
There you go.
Wow. Huh.
At least
I'm Kate,
not...
when you put me on and it said you're now in the host key, I looked at the clock. It said 5:55.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
4555.
So there you go. Any questions on the? Well, I'm gonna say it. I mean, that's what it's seeming like right now. Any questions on the power of not identifying?
Mhm.
No name, no game.
Hey.
Yeah, did you see that
they call? I
don't
bet
get
they called in,
these.
Kate.
Okay.
No, they called. They looked at the webs and all the rest of it, and they don't fuck with her. Leave her alone.
Yeah.
You're not gonna get her to fucking. No, I'm sorry. I don't play that fucking game. I'm the last one a court wants to see.
So I watched this video the other day. Generally, I don't. But it was the one where
you guys all feel better. Hang on. You guys all feel better?
I didn't know. I wasn't worried at all. No.
Okay.
I knew you.
No, again, this is a team play. You all feel better now? Yeah. I mean, you walked right through it with me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wicked cool. Yeah.
I'll tell you.
All right.
I'll tell you these little markers. That's why I left them on the car. That way they can scan them and go, leave this bitch alone.
Play-by-play
I wish no one had given them. Yep. I'm not interested, you know. And I'm sure. Well, there's 3 cops right now going, what the fuck is going on? You know. So.
Yeah. Well.
But anyway, all good.
That was cool. That was interesting. What the heck was I going to say? That she talking about something there, and well, I guess it'll come back.
Okay, Kate. I was watching this video, and it was this guy in L.A. and I don't watch much of this, and I don't generally talk about it, but I found it very interesting that he had 4 L.A. policemen at his door, and he just show me your ID. And, for standard operating procedures, usually, they would show your ID. These guys would not even pull out an ID to go identify themselves. And he's just like, hey, look, I can go get a costume also and play this game. Where's your ID? And I'm just sitting there watching this going, what level of ignorance, what level of deceit, what level of not trying to help a situation, but just bring fear in it. And I was very happy to see this guy, make his way through this. But it really got me to shine on it. I'm not going to focus too much light on people in uniform. It's anybody in authority in my book. I don't care if you got a uniform or not. You're still playing this power trip game of you have the right to basically rule over somebody, to demand whatever, whether you're in a non-uniform, uniform, your time is done. I love you that much.
Yeah.
Well, and there it is in a nutshell, guys. Nothing. Birth certificate, nothing. Nothing. No, I don't identify. Fuck off. And I mean that in the most loving way. There's no vengeance. Please, wake up. Just wake up.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Do you think the Queen actually has a birth certificate? Do you think they even went through that game?
Oh, God, no. Yeah, they do, actually. You want that role, baby? You want that role? You're gonna have a BC. You want to play the high game?
Yeah, you're still gonna have a lot of. Yeah, you're basically gonna be crawling out of a rock, out from under a rock. That's how low you kind of roll. You put. We'll lift the rock up so you can help you crawl back out and to the light.
Well, at least now they know for absolute sure. So that was one. I think it was 4 in total. Just got an education tonight.
Yeah, I won't get into it now, but at some point later, at a later date. Yeah, because I got a birth certificate sitting right here. I'm looking at it, and it's interesting. That's another long story that I'll save for another time. But just because there's 2 ladies standing, in the circle, city of Newburyport, but it says Terra, Terra Marquique, and they have and they're shaking hands. There's 2 ladies on either side of the shield, and they're shaking hands. And there is a crown above the shield, but the hands are invisible, like the invisible arm, and they're shaking hands above the crown, but their arms are disconnected, and they got another one, and they're holding two shields, one with the left hand, and then the other one's holding one with the right, and mine's in. So it is, I think what it is each person's birth, in their existence. It's the story. That's why I don't think that it's all. I'm not really seeing it as bad or good, but I just think that it's the way things play out is that it has to be perfect. So regardless of, because some people I've heard, and I won't get into it, lines, but their birth certificate, they're in the capitis, what is it, diminutio maximus.
Yeah, capitis diminutio maximus.
Yeah, all capitals. And in mine, I just have the first two are capitalized and the rest are lowercase, But, so I don't know.
Yeah, I got a birth certificate.
Well, I'll tell you, when I'm done with this alphabet, you're gonna be having to look at your name in a different unhexed way.
Yeah, and that's what I think. That's why I'm absolutely not going to get caught up in it, because it's like the only thing I want to do is I'm going to travel freely. That's it. I don't own. And
no, you don't try, buddy. Okay, let's lose that word "try," because that's a trinity. You are.
Oh, I didn't mean try. I'm gonna.
No, hang on. I'm going to take the charge out of the doubt of try. Okay, it is pure creation. It is the tri-tent. Trident. That's one that right through the wolf's head, right in front of the slaughtered lamb. Okay, so the slaughtered lamb is when you get that raging inferno in you that constantly wants to debate, that constantly wants to ask questions, that constantly wants to look at things and research things. And yes, it's all very interesting. All it's telling you is the same thing. All of this information now has been so much has been compiled. It's not about looking at this works. All of it it's all coincidence. Okay.
Right.
It all is synchronistic. There are no chances. There are no there's no gambling here. Okay. No game bullying. This is pure. This is why. And on the way here today, I made these are the things I put out, because I know that pure thought and the neutral is that all polarized aspects of all languages, all spells, all sigils, all are neutralized. So again, we'll see where this plays out. Like I said, no one around here, and
absolutely.
And by the way, there's no such in the Crown jurisdiction. There is no such thing as private property. That's an illusion. If the property was bought using a name, then it is Crown property. There is no such thing as private or public. You're either in the game, or you're going to play the public-private shit. It's all nonsense. The public-private shit is nonsense. That's another divide and conquer.
You notice that. That whole public-private land scam.
By the way, it had to be funny, because there's no VINs in this thing, eh?
Right.
I've seen the flashlight go down. It's like, good luck identifying this. And the plates, go ahead, take them. If you want to, for me to arise suspicion with other people, why is that being there? I'm doing a courtesy here to keep. As I was saying earlier today, that this whole making your own plate. Now, you go ahead if you want, but all you're doing is creating, or run without them. If you want to run without them, that's great. That or run. See, for me, it's about here the fuck I am. That's what it says for me. There lots, and there's other positive intentions too. The sleepy masses, they don't get their radars going off wondering, what's going on, So I'm not creating a havoc for these guys that want to walk around in their uniforms and chase cars like dogs all day, And seriously, you got nothing better to do with your time? If you want to come on the air with me, by all means, just did. You know. So, and all I had to say was Google Kate of Gaia. I said, she got her pad out starting to write, and I said, and how do you spell it? I said, no, I don't do it. That's no assumptions, presumptions. I don't give you any of that shit. I didn't tell you that was my name. I said, that's the Google. Big difference.
Google is your friend.
Exactly.
Okay, I know how to spell it. Y2P17Z.
Yeah.
Exclamation minus plus.
Oh, you could just do it with an X and an 8, right?
Kate of Gaia. What we're saying is we can put anything in there as you're saying. Make up any letters and still say, oh, that spells Mike. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Your definition.
How do you spell that?
No rules.
Your assumption of the letter X, your assumption of the number 8. Your assumption now of U/V, ultraviolet. Then you can go with the X again with EYE YAH. How's that? You got that one in your system? Didn't think so. Monkey dick.
Is this some teenage girls taking over the world thing here?
I think so. Yeah. You know. Oh, and he said, "Sir," and I just. Oh, there we go. I just looked down and I went, "Sir, don't bring me into your fucking. Well, if you want to call me sir, that's fine. You better fucking salute though. You salute a superior officer when you say sir." Yeah. See the thing about the power of intention? So anytime someone calls you sir, then you just look at them and say, you're going to call me sir, then you better salute a superior officer.
Yeah, perfect.
And that's what you all are. You're all superior officers. Because you're both energy, so you can claim to be sir, ma'am, or ma'am, sir. That's what Sue used to call me all the time, ma'am, sir.
Don't they get knighted in England and you're now sir? You're Sir McJagger. And it's like,
yeah. That's the Knights of the Garter, right? Order of the Garter, right? Sorry, not Knights. The Order of the Garter.
Oh.
So.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, you know the other thing too is that
Jeez, knight me.
I think wasn't it Sir Paul McCartney?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it
I guess
finally went to Sir. Oh, and just to let you guys know, we got 24 minutes for those that want to call in. 22 callers on the board right now. Go figure. Anyway, you can call in at area code 661-467-2401, and if you're listening in on the Blog Talk page, you can click on Skype to call in via Skype. Once on the board, hit 1 to let me know you want, or Mike, since Mike has got the board now. I have the board open too, so it's hey, when I hand the reins, they're handed. Great big thank you to Paul and Ninja and the rest of the crew at criticalmassradio.co.uk, and of course all you guys, all you co-producers of Outside the Box, and the support that comes in. Thank you guys so much. Like I said, the best help for me is keeping these tables for us to sit at. And everyone's playing their part, everyone's doing the role, and I cannot be more grateful. No words, guys, no words. The love is as neutrally conditional and pure as the driven snow. And I can't thank you guys enough. So there you go. And that was a bit of fun. We'll see where it goes from here, but that's definitely an interesting that was definitely an interesting scene in the movie. That was for sure.
Let's look at this. Let's look at love. And this is something that came to my attention again today, or in the past few days, about how when we personalize love, we have a tendency to mess it up. More for my clarity is we enter into a love field. We enter that heart center So when sometimes we're searching for that love from another person or to receive that love back, the actual action to take is, wait a second, if I'm focusing on an individual per se, I'm not saying don't love yourself, but how you do really connect with this is you tune into the field of love where we all are.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
the Oort field.
Yeah. And so when we are out of tune and then we kind of have this, oh, do you love me? Am I loved? We separate from that field, so to say. And
well, actually, no, Mike, you become that field. You become the Oort Phi LT.
Yes.
So we are naturally that field, and we forget. And then we seek it in another.
Now, where do all the comments come out of? They all come out of the Oort field, right? And they're even talking about Nibiru, of course, and that's the Nibiru, the EB, the bird brain. That's the brain, the hypothalamus, the high brain, right? So Ni-B, right? I'd get rid of the Uru. I don't need the Uru. Ni-B. So it's knee to it's bowing to the Christ consciousness to let the Oort field create for me, because I am the Oort field. So are you, and that's now you understand the power of words. Because it's Oort field. So, and that one hit me yesterday like a ton of bricks. I'm thinking, wow, that's really interesting. So there's something to think about in terms of what are you creating in the Oort field with words under the assumption of the mirror of the D and the double V creation of the double U, right? W, U. You see, so you've got the clues in both French and English there.
Yeah.
So we got the Coptic key here, and it's all in the sounds and busting this thing up and literally using all the rules in phonics, break all the rules in the pro-crammer.
Yeah, Kate. You know what we're doing, this Coptic key, I was telling last night, I held it up. This thing's a clock, and this is what I know it's a clock. All the signs. Well, I don't know. That's the thing. That's what I think. This is what it is that each of us.
It's a 2 fa say clock. Okay, fa the heart note. And say creation, and it's two-face, and what we've been doing is staring at the one side. What you need to do is make that clock clear, stand on the rims, both sides of the clock at the same time. One thing I wanted to bring up here, like one of the things that Bill Donahue says a lot, and I love it, it's really cool. That's just a bunch of fakata, you know? And then when I was listening to the Radio of the Virgin today, he said, well, it's a Jewish word that means junk. And I'm thinking, oh, isn't that so perfect, right? Because I'll tell you what fakata means phonetically. It's certainly not junk. It's fa, the heart note of spirit in gratitude. Fakata. So you see that word now. Go ahead, everybody, say that word, and that intention has now been released. The true positive to neutralize the bullshit has been released.
Yeah.
It's pretty powerful stuff.
Yeah.
But you got to slow down.
Yeah.
Okay, so you talk about the two-fa, the clock.
The two-fa say, yes.
Two-fa say, the two-face on both sides of the clock. But the clock is time. Time is man-made. So how does that work into this?
Well, because when you're looking at one side, it's going clockwise. At the same time, it's going counterclockwise, so it's only now.
Yeah.
It is just an illusion. As fast as the clock is going forward on one side, it's going backwards on the other, so it's turning in both directions at the same time in a neutral Oort Phi LT.
So we're back to that neutral.
Now.
That neutral. Okay.
Well,
I'd say we just broke the spell of the clock. So there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you
when you and when you were saying that, Kate, I drew it out, and there's a real powerful energy when you draw that out.
Yes, guys, I'm going to tell people this. Stop already with researching for the sake of researching. You're all very intelligent, and I'm speaking to all third party. I can sit and look at stuff and be fascinated all day long and be razzle and dazzle of, look, yeah, that's kind of neat. We got masters out there like Bill Donahue, Marty Leeds, Santa Bonacci, Tobias Lars, Seven Boehmer, Rob. Well, yeah, I'm a dot connector. Matt Presti, Passio. The list goes on, and some brilliant.
Well, they're all dot connectors too, Kate. Come on, they're all dot connectors too, because there's nothing new under the sun.
Under the sun.
So they're bringing in their piece and connecting the dots, as all of us are.
Yeah, I got to say this. You know what's really funny, and this is why you get when the guy said about my gas tank leaking. I already knew about that. I figured that out about a week ago. But I asked the guy when I was getting the brakes bled today, how much is it to swap out a tank, right? And I said, well, it's not a big deal, but I'll probably have to do the lines too. I said, well, whatever. I like to do a job. I held my one finger up this many times. So anyway. And when Buddy Uniform says, you got a leak, did you want to get out and see it? I said, no. See, that's just another attempt at follow my orders. Fuck you. I already know. I don't need to look at it, dopey. Did you not hear the part about I talked to a guy today about it? Well, there's a puddle and everything. Yeah, I know. Yeah, and it's not that much either because I filled up and it's still where it was when I filled up. It's a slow drip.
Your car got ladder control problems?
Yeah, it's truth leaking everywhere. That's the cause. This is cause. I've got cause leaking everywhere.
And the crows cawing all around.
Well, look at claw, caw, right? It's to grab the spirit.
Everyone's been talking about experiencing more and more with the crows, the cawing.
Yep. Well, you should have seen the crows on the way down here. And they were all showing up in pairs. It was really neat. Every time I seen a crow, there was another one with it. There was always two.
Yeah, and here too. And when I was watching the incest, no, not the incest. It was a beautiful mating of two incredibly beautiful.
Oh, we just got a notification from the universe in the now that the DDoS attack has been bypassed and BTR is now stable. Thanks for your patience while we work to resolve this. So that's the universe letting... See, if you stay in the now...
Woo!
Yeah.
You guys remember...
the Department of Defense. Actually, hey, the DDoS attack has been bypassed. Yeah. And the Christ consciousness in the law of truth through spirit breath is now stable. Thanks for your patience while we work to resolve this. Well, that's kind of how the game works, isn't it? At the end of the day?
Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's nothing like seeing dogs go away with tails between their tails.
When the hawks were mating, we're talking about crows, right up above them, at the crown of the tree, not far from where they were mating on that branch, there were 5, I counted them, 5 crows crowning, watching the mating down below them.
Wow.
Oh, very cool. Well, it's long been said that the crow, all of the birds, the magpie, the raven, all of these birds in this particular family are of the most intelligent birds on the planet.
Yes, they are. Mhm.
It's not a coincidence.
No. And that cawing, how the cawing can really agitate people because they are loud and they can be overwhelming at times. But I've really grown to love the crow. There's so much. Oh wow, there's a hawk. Oh wow, there's this, and the crows are just kind of hanging out, and I think just waiting for us to acknowledge their beauty and their intelligence is just beyond. And there was a story I'll tell real quick where the crow used to be rainbow color. and all the animals were freezing. It was in the winter, and they couldn't stand the cold anymore. So Crow volunteered to go and fly up to the sun and ask the sun if the sun would warm the earth once again, because the animals were just too cold and they couldn't take it. So the sun said yes, and the sun lit a branch or lit something and asked the crow to fly back down to the earth and take that object, whatever it was, that had a flame on it, and bring it back to the earth and warm up the earth. Well, by the time Crow got to the earth, the flame burnt its feathers, so it turned black. But if you sit, and also it burned its throat, because crows do not sing. They don't have a song, but they caw. And it's because its throat got burned too. But if you sit in the quiet in nature and you observe, you can see the rainbow colors in the crow still today. Okay.
Yeah, that's beautiful. They really are fun birds.
You know when you see that black and like an oil slick like on the black surface of the road.
You'll see that
rainbow.
The light shining through the dark will show the rainbow effect as well. So we have Barb on the line here too, and 774. For the life of me, I know who it is, Lori. Got it.
No, not Lori.
No,
Patty.
Hey,
it's been a long time.
I was going to say, Carry on. I'm just letting everybody know you're all open, so.
Sounds like Barbara's at bingo.
Hello, everybody. Hi there, Kate. This is Barbara.
Hi, baby.
Hey, everybody.
Barbara.
Yes. On my way home from bingo, I've been listening to you all week long, but bingo is right at the time that you come on. Even though we're in daylight saving time, I see that Canada don't change with us. Huh? Is it only America that sets the clock up 1 hour?
No, we went ahead an hour. No, we went ahead an hour as well. I just don't pay attention to that, so I missed it. I thought it was the UK, but it was Canada, because last time it was the UK went first. That was what happened. So I don't know what's again, whatever it's now, right? All of these little out of sync things that we're doing, like the calendar thing. I mean, the whole calendar, the 12-month cycle, throws us out of sync with the lunar and the solar. So there's your Fa, your heart, the sun, that's you, and the emotions, the moon, the Sin, that's the Sin, the moon goddess, also known as Selene, goes by many names, and they all connect back to themselves. So what can it does, and phonics is what connects it all. And when you start, that's why I'm telling people, stop doing the research and sit down with I would say go through the Phoenician Starter Kit and a couple other of the more recent essays where I've covered very core elements of words, sounds, and I'm not talking spellings, I'm talking sounds. Because even at the end of the word fine, well, you can repronounce that to be fiend or finny or fi-ni, right?
They still put another bingo over there.
Oh, okay.
I know it.
There we go. I'm going to have to mute
There's
Barbara.
an interesting story about that. Did you know that the meaning of the word human is?
Well, there's multiple...
I mean, if you go back to the original speech, I mean, way back before even the Egyptians and all that, it means an animal that doesn't have the intelligence to be self-conscious of anything.
Yeah. Well, Totenkopf. That
it's kind of funny. It's like researching the name, what the word parliament means. It's a group of liars.
Well, parlay meant they're doing is they're parlaying to speak your mind, right? And when you give up anything in terms of agreement, this is why go back and read spiritual contracts. Everything that you think is a spiritual contract. Everything. As soon as I've used, getting married as an example. As soon as the agreement is made, will you marry me? Yes, I will. It's done. No pieces of paper, no ceremonies, no traditions. It is done. When you agree to be with someone, and again, the whole notion of being married is such a fucking mind-bending separation from the rest of consciousness, and it keeps the emotional ego in a completely possessed state.
Yeah. Hey, Kate, let me just interject here, is that when you were getting into the Phoenix, see, that's the thing, is that this physical representation, which you were getting into, and I know you're going to discover more, and that's what I'm looking into and being able to illustrate this, is that we have to have that spiritual marriage. That's the thing that's been taken out of the picture. That's that inward. We come out of the womb, and that's why when they say in the Bible, they say to be born again, right? And the disciples or whatever would be like, what do you mean we got to what do you mean be born again? And a lot of people interpret that as being reincarnated. Well, that means that's reincarnation. They say it's like no. See, we got the spiritual fucking masters here at this table, and this is what we're doing is we're setting the story straight. But that's what you said, is you got to go into the womb of that void.
Okay, listen to the word and the literal definitions that can be made with each of the sounds within it. Remember Scylla and Charybdis. Scylla, bull. Scylla, toroidal field. Okay, the many-headed hydra. So you have the word re. So that in a prefix sense, it means to do it again. In, to be inside something, or it also means as a prefix, not. The prefix can be anywhere in the word. You can prefix a prefix wherever you want to prefix it. End of story. So now you have a duality split in that. Ka, spirit. Ro, there's what a car is. Ka-ro. Is this your car? Yeah, this is my car-ro. You're fucking right. But I know that because I've already interpreted it that way. Ne, okay, now that horse, your own horse of Babylon, the one that you're supposed to be riding yourself instead of giving it over to another. Shun. So what you're saying with reincarnation is exactly that. It's a reduce, reuse, recycle. It's a spiritual recycling back into meat sticks, and the game here is to get out of this whole meat stick trap. And people are so obsessed with it. We got 4 minutes to roll over, guys, so if anyone wants to continue on here. We get so obsessed with this whole I own you, you own me, and woe betide anyone that ever thinks otherwise, and that is the most degraded level of emotional ego. It's the lowest form of, and the highest form of separation from the all. The simple answer is this. Be. Experience. That's what Christ consciousness is. Accept all things. Go through everything in the now as it downloads to you in the now, and you will not get there if you are stuck in an emotional. I didn't show the chart, but the chart showed it perfectly. The only place of creation where you're dark inside and your lungs are blue, that's your Gemini. All of you, your Gemini is blue. That's when you're getting the pure spirit breath. Is when you're in freaking neutral. Take the car out of gear. Sit down. Shut up. And when you get the thoughts coming in, learn just to say we'll put stop to mean it's got other meanings in it because the P is reversal of rho. So it's if you say stop, you're also saying store, as in to keep it. No. Well, I'll use the reversal of that spirit breath to make sure. For me, I just tell myself stop. And I've said this before. Call on your own divine name within, and it's an awful lot like zzz, like the Z sound, the buzzing of a bee. Just a coincidence, right? Yeah. Shh. Just quiet the mind. Quiet the soul. Give yourself a chance. That's, if you want downloadability, there it is in a nutshell.
Yeah.
In a nutshell.
Right. And well, and the part, see, this is the part that, like, when you were talking about, you're not sure where this is going, but it's going, you know, and that's the point where we're reaching, you know, on a. That's why when I say time, like, to me, and that right there, you throw that in the mirror, right? And it's to emit, like emit light, to emit consciousness, to emit, you know, and that's what creates the experiences that we're having, you know. That's why, like, I think there's more. Well, I'm you know, that's just where my attention's been drawn to with this Coptic key when you mentioned it, and I remember Bill somewhat mentioning it, and it resonates. It strikes a note. So that's, you know, where I'm going to look into. I got that his site up there on there too. I just did that.
And isn't it funny? We've been talking about the Coptic key.
Yeah, Coptic. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
what
like
is a tick? Yeah, politic.
Parasite.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, that's what the Coptic key is.
Yeah.
Tick also could represent time. Cop time.
Exactly.
Well, that's
Cop a field.
Well, listen, locksmith. See, my father was a locksmith. See, that's a little clue there. Co means together. Pick. We pick the lock. Pick, right?
Yep.
Right, he was good at picking locks. I'm not so I guess. But you know.
One thing I wanted to share, Kate, is you know how everybody shares our piece. Like I had the hawks in the tree, or you know, everybody brings in their experiences of their crumbs that they need to follow or that they follow, and so much of the time. It's like we want people to get our experience because sometimes it's like I can feel, you know, from my own experience too, it's like I want you to feel the same thing I feel about this. But every one of us is unique, and we bring in each piece. And I had shared maybe a week or so ago with my daughter when she was young, and we would be going on an outing and driving, and I would be always pointing out, she'd be looking out the window, and she'd be taking in everything, and then I'd say, oh, look at this, and hey, look at that, and I would distract her from her piece of all the magic that she's seeing in her piece, in her world, to say, to judge, well, I don't want her to miss this in my world. But it's my world. It's my piece. Yes, we're all connected.
Exactly.
We're all one, but we all have this beautiful piece that's unique.
Right.
Yeah, and
what I think is like you share it, Kate shares it, is that, like you said, there's 1 million listeners, or there's people listening in, is that each story... Yeah, like what we're experiencing is going to connect 2 particular individuals who are going to resonate with your story, my story, Kate's story, and connecting this. Because like I said, we're drawn more towards certain individuals and picking that lock or discovering and rebooting our memory, you know, consciousness, and you know what I'm saying? So I think it's good.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not trying to get somebody, I don't think, you know. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say the clue is really clear. It's like, look at Cygnus. Okay, there's the Swan constellation. Take the X out of it. Now you have Sinus. Take the U out of it. Okay, that's a newer vowel that was added as well. And what do you have? Signs, which can also be pronounced sins. And the sins, the wages or the wakes. What is a wake? The rooster tail behind a boat? Yeah, sorry. The wakes of sin, emotion, is death. And the more emotion people get, the more dead you get. Now, that being said, people, I can't feel. Yes, Absolutely. The whole purpose of the game is to experience emotions. It's getting control of them. And just to let you know, where I'm sitting right now in a little parking lot, actually the busiest intersection in this area, is at a T-junction. And I'm sitting looking straight down the upright of the T, and the T expands on each side of me. So I'm the dot above the T.
Yeah.
The dot above.
So look at take a capital T and then put a dot right above the where the upright is, where it's going up.
Oh yeah.
And put a dot there, like what was it? Remember what have I said before? Cross your I's and dot your T's. Well, I just dotted my T.
Yeah.
And look what happened. Now there's the fractal. Okay, that's looking at the bigger picture, the smaller picture, the micro and macro, and it's all playing out the same way. And when you start really catching on to this, it's mind-blowing, literally. Now, I'm going to ask you guys, earlier, there wasn't a whole lot of talking interaction with these guys, was there?
No.
With who? With who?
The tick.
The tick tops.
The copies. They're coping. See, the copies. They're coping.
Yeah.
With their.
I guess that's a coping saw. Well, I am a carpenter, right? So, I mean, what are the odds? But again, just trying to connect some other visuals to show the power of the Oort file T. I am the Oort file T. That's the fail T. The file T is me. That's why they want people to swear fail T. That's the fallen, the cross, one on each side of the main one. That's why people swear fealty to monarchs, monarchons. One, my archon. That's what a monarch is. My arch. You're giving away your life, spirit, source, spark to another, and likely not for your benevolent outcome. Just a hint. Now, in all that I did say, there was no name. You see, that's the thing. Without any name at all, they cannot create a joinder, and that name doesn't exist in the system anyway. Not as it would pertain to me. If I were to key-vey it, I don't give. Gee, hex I have. That's what, when you give, that's what you're saying. That's the hex. I'm going to give you my name. That's the hex I have. Here you go. So take my hex and then beat me over the head with one of your scepters.
Yeah, scepters. It's a magical wand.
Yeah, you're starting to see. I know a lot of you guys see the power of this, but I really want to drill this home with people.
Yeah, because you mean what you say and you say what you mean, so you're golden. So it's perfect.
That's the golden mean.
Yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
That's where you hit the phi or the fa. When you hit the heart note fa, now you're fee fi fo fa. Get rid of the fum. Don't need it, thanks. Fee fi fo fa. That's when you hit the heart. That's when you know you're in the heart zone. Live in the heart. Your emotions will never let you be there. The illusion, it's like I was saying about love and happiness. I mean, the body's on fire the most there because those are generating the most carnal flames within all of us. Oh, I'm so happy. That's the glee of insanity. The hex of the calm of in, san, or say, or sign, I love. Okay? And, yeah, there's essays coming up on this for sure. But I got to tell you, I was going to start going through a dictionary and just crossing letters out and, flipping some things around. But every time I think of doing that, I tell my left brain to shut up and just go with the flow. But it gets so expansive so quickly. Like, even when I read back to essays, I know when I was in a download because I'm going, wait a minute. I know what I meant when I wrote it. Why can't I see it again? Oh, fuck, no one else is going to see it.
Right.
So,
I know exactly what you're saying.
Right. So, now for me to spell all of that out for everybody, that's that takes a bit of effort. And I could literally write an ongoing book on one word, connecting all of the things to it, the math, the Egyptians, the Bible, the Quran, all of it. I can connect all of it with phonics. And it's because it just continually rolls. That's what happens in a creation field. It is a fractal explosion from within going without. That's when you know that what you're creating, you are creating.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and Kate, that's exactly what goes on. Is that but that's what I think. I mean, I don't know how much you've done, like what you've done with the Phoenix, breaking things down, hitting. I mean, have you done that in the past? Like a lot of different things.
Well, yeah. No? As far as I wouldn't have called it Phoenician then, but I've been messing with words my whole life, and it didn't connect until I got the. There's the drive-by. Cool. Yep, still here. Too funny. But I've always messed with the words.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
And it really didn't strike home until I started getting right into the sounds of things and then the multiple meanings contained within each word.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because the other thing, that movie that I actually it was, I got this other movie. It was King Richard something. I don't know. I saw it, and I only watched like the first 15 minutes of it, and that's it. But it was Julius Caesar, and there was a lady that had came out of the fortress, and I'm sure that thing represented the body. But there was a curse. They said, you say we're blessed with a curse and cursed with a blessing. But there was something that really resonated with me, and it said that they wickened the walls, right? They wickened the walls of this impenetrable fortress, So, talking about the DNA in the language, and to wicken the walls of this impenetrable fortress, and that's the thing when they say that when we're born into this world in these bodies, we're carrying the DNA and information of pretty much everything, the memories and the right. So that's the thing, is when you start to tap into those that the aspects of the information of the whole, because the whole universe is encompassed within us. We're just able to speak and communicate it in the way that we do. But that's the thing, when they say sin, that's why, they say Jesus took on the sins of the world. Well, fucking everybody does. Everybody's walking around, dealing with the energy of that information, and that's what, just connecting to that and not accepting it that it's within you. It's that energy, but to deny it as if it was yours. That's how you break the spell. That impenetrable force is our consciousness, is what's going to ultimately alchemize and shape-shift that information. That's why, like my nephew said, I just heard this the other day. They usually don't say much to me because I don't know what they think I'm going to do. But anyways, he said, I'm having bad thoughts. And like people, you know what I'm saying? They're doing things. They're carrying. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I think Bill Donahue mentioned that too. That
was in the raping of the Virgin.
Yeah. So, and that's why I think with people listening, that if there are individuals struggling with certain things, is just that word symphony. There's a symphony going on within our existence, our experience, and that symphony.
Well, that's your brain. That's your left brain Oort field, or that's taken over the Oort field. So calm it down.
Get deep, get dark.
Yeah, get deep, get dark, and I've said before, it takes some practice. So don't be in a great big hurry. That's what ego wants you to do. I got to solve this now, and that was a big one for me, and I still fight it every day.
Yeah. Well, the experiences of the whole universe, in any thing that's been created, experienced, or whatnot is that, I mean, that's the path that I had walked with, and just acknowledging that it's sin, phony, symphony. It's phony.
Yeah.
You know, but
sim as into simulate phonics.
Yeah. And I think
that's what music
is.
It's a simulation of the Phoenician.
Yeah. And in the different you know, I don't like with Jesus, he would say to deny yourself, right?
3 times.
Emptiness.
Deny the Christ 3 times.
Yeah. And it's the emptying of that, and restructuring and rebuilding, and you know, and recreating, and that's what you're doing, you know. And I will look up the phonetics, what was it, the basics, or the and
well, look at your brain in the same way as the Christ story. Judas and Christ. Judas is your left brain, Christ is your right, and Judas will betray you, and Judas is the only one you trust enough, your left brain, your thoughts, to betray you. So, you know, it's time to stop doing that. And what Colleen said, and what I keep saying all the time, get deep, get dark, and shut up.
Right. Yeah.
And I got to tell you, man, I have told so many people this, and the ones that do it get this really fast.
Yeah.
They really do. You know, I'm not saying it because it's a really cool thing to say. I'm saying it because Bill says it, Santo, anyone I've talked to that is working in this game the way we are, tell you the same thing. And you're not going to get there defending a position, justifying a position, doing this, doing that, and doing the other. That's what biz-e. That's a duality. That word literally means, break it down, biz means 2 divided. E, which is number 9 in the mirror. Biz-e.
Yeah.
There's your duality consciousness. When you're busy, you've got to get single on this to be the Horus, the eye of Horus. I am Horus. I am the eye. I rule my time. I'm in my now all the time.
Right.
And miracles do continually happen. And like I said, I will do whatever I have to do to get that energy in that frame. You know, that's just what I do. So it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and that's because I'm pretty much in that deep dark place there most of the time, and it's escalating. It's you know, it's picking up speed, you know, and it was you know, so but that's what it is that this journey, that there are things that we're discovering. It's and seeing, and it's not always you know, that spirit, that energy, because that's I think we do what we do because, I mean, to me, in a sense, like you mentioned too, it's like a spiritual contract. It's as if when you receive something that's important, pertinent, you know, and it's not like it's just that's it's meant to be done. It's kind of like the clouds holding the rain and not letting the rain go.
Well,
you know?
Yeah,
so, and that's why you
start. I was going to say, start treating your life as the movie. You know, the things that you see in the movies, you think, oh, that would be so awesome to do it, because you're in one. You're creating your book of life, and the longer people stay in fear, emotions, love, which is actually lust and infatuation, and a primal carnal from the Scorpio energy field. There's your creation, right? So, and we've talked about, you know, like the riddle of the Sphinx, the Egyptian rituals, and from an energetic perspective. And when you start looking at things from the energetic perspective, you start really seeing things, right? from that light, and now you are the magician, and you're manipulating. And I say that in the most perfect way. It's not. See, when you say the word manipulation, well, that's what surgeons do with their scalpels. They manipulate their scalpel very carefully when trying to work on something, right? And I hate using that as an example. It's a meat stick thing, but whatever, you know what I mean. So it's to get this concept of manipulate your energy, get out of the left brain, Judas, and get into the right brain, Christ. And you cannot talk to Christ until you shut Judas down. You gotta, and Judas has, because Christ is what do you call it, like a changeling. Okay, and Christ will take on whatever form. That's why Judas had to. It comes from the Gnostic books. Judas had to kiss Jesus so that he could be recognized. So the minute you give something outside of yourself, something to recognize you by, you have betrayed your Christ. So every time you offer up a name to someone, you've denied your Christ. I think we've all done that more than 3 times. Best stop doing it. You've already way surpassed your quota. This is what it means to be in the now. This is what it means to know thyself. You are the creator of your movie, so start being that Hollywood blockbuster that you are, and all you simply have to do is let go of those reins, because you already have them anyway.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful catch-22.
Yeah, it is, and I know, and that's the thing. Like, and people might be confused, because the only time I'm not going to give my name to anyone, because that's the thing. I mean, I walk around and I'm is with law. You know what I'm saying? Because
exactly
those are the only ones who are never going to get a name out of me, is the law, because that's their law, and I'm not a part of that manipulation or that law, and I think it takes as much time as anyone's willing to put into it to get it, to get that, like you said, and that's the one thing, and I'll stand with that, for a long time, is if I'm, and you said, if I'm not willing to stand in the truth, once I find it, then I defy it. That resonated completely, and I said, I get it, I get it.
It becomes yours.
Right. Yeah. And I'm grateful for that,
Well, aren't we all? I mean, this is the whole idea of taking that sound that has been hexed with spells and numbers and spellings and sentences and all the rest of the shit along with it. It's like, I speak Phoenician. What do you speak?
Right.
Oh, you speak only a very limited version called English. I'm talking in general, right? Where everyone is speaking Phoenician from a divided and conquered language, tongue pledge. And there you got, Jesus H, you've got 2 G's in there. You got a double hex on each side of the A, creation. Now, the A, I can say A, and you will assume either a capital, unless I specify it, right? Or a lowercase, right? So, and there's a different energy in because what you've got with the lowercase, as I said earlier, you got the circle of creation hitting its head against the wall. Look at the type of emoticon. That'll show you what an A looks like. So I don't do that. Now take the as above, so below, the alpha and the omega. Look at the Greek letter for omega. It's a circle with a top and the bottom. That means you are the creation of both hemispheres at the same time. Throw your X in the middle of that, put your sniper scope on, and start taking out some really energy, and that's what I do. That's why I don't have time for any sort of emotional drama. I am not going to sit and debate with anyone. While someone is baiting me, trying to bait me, I am debating, not getting rid of the bait. Right, so that's my idea, and it goes circular real quick. And that's the trouble with the Judas, because Judas is already thinking up the next clever thing to say, like a lawyer.
Yeah.
And so you're not really ever truly hearing, because Judas needs to be right. Yeah. Hang the bastard.
Yeah.
And in the physical sense, set the Judas free. spiritually.
Yeah.
And then Esau and Jacob can get along. And that's all it is. Then now you're intertwining, and you're not at effect to the reality. And it does. It brings your frequencies up. Every time you do this with a word, and you get that, and you will get an aha with every word that you get a different phonic sound. Oh, look at that. Then you'll start hearing with your eyes. What'll happen then is you'll see the intentions and the energies. Say a word and see what it feels like, and you'll get an idea of just how strong these spells are. You know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. And they got to have the starter kit going on, because it's powerful. And that's the thing, is like when I heard that, and what's the really crazy thing is that when I saw that, they wicken the walls of this impenetrable fortress, right? But see, this is the thing, is like my friggin' last name. That's what I'm thinking of. Oh, great. It's like when you start getting into it, it's Wiggins, right? So change the G, like you did. I'm a Wiggins.
Yeah, you've taken the double hex out of your name, right? So time to take the hex and make it some ka, right? And we tied that in with between Scorpio and Sagittarius is Uranus, and that's where the ka comes from, right? So look at the mirror there. Totally different. So as above, so below. So if you're speaking a load of ka in the literal sense, people think you're speaking shit, when actually the mirror is totally the opposite, and that you're saying spirit upon spirit. That's my intent.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Mhm. And like and that's the thing is going back to it's a game. You have to think of it as it's a game, and this is the thing that is somewhat understanding the mirror, the reflection, like we say, to me, I don't even say ego. It's an echo, right? Because ego, the G, you can change it to a K or a CH, and CH in the alphabet adds right up to friggin'. Well, wait a minute, where am I here? No, that adds up to K. Well, so echo, ego, but I just say instead of ego, echo. It's an echo. It's my voice, right? Because we say something, right, and that's energy, literally. The air, it's energy going out there.
Well, the ego is the echo or the imprint. All things imprinting it. So I just stopped letting things imprint me. Go through all the things in my life that had charge on them and remove the charge. Accepted it what it was, the lesson to make less, and observe the contrast, and negotiate my ship, my mind from there. And most people are sailing in circles. I won't say most. What's that?
You negotiated the contrast with the Coptics there, right?
I guess, yeah. I don't got time anymore. I'm fucking bored.
Well, Boston there's talking about a game, and I'm thinking of Cosmic Joke. We got to laugh. We got to really laugh because it's a cosmic joke. But here, Kate, think about this. How we always talk about behind the scenes, we're the director and we're, producing our own movie here, right? So we've talked about behind the scenes. So just for a laugh, think about what was going on behind the scenes there. First the woman comes up and you say, boy, there's 1 million people listening right now, and, look it up, Kate Of Gaia, and then two more cop cars come, and then they have this powwow, and they're all discussing what's going on and what they're going to do, right? And then the tow truck pulls up, then the tow truck leaves, right? And in between, you're on the internet with, if not thousands, millions of people, right? Is that a cosmic joke?
Just a little one,
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you cannot
they're probably
make it
back
up.
there. I'm not going to go up. They're probably debating. I'm not going to go up there and talk to her. You go up there and talk to her. Like Mikey's not going to eat it. Let's get Mikey.
Kind of like that. They're tripping over each other. No, you go.
I'm leaving. I'm going to get a donut and a coffee.
Then the tow truck driver pulls up and he said, no way, I'm not getting out of the tow truck.
yeah, he just kept driving. I know her.
Well, honestly, who can watch the nightly news now and not see it as a big play? It's Hollywood gone global.
My favorite comedy channel. Yeah.
Hollywood gone global indeed, you know. Oh yeah, I mean it is what it is, right? So.
Yeah. But I do have to ask you, Kate. Was your heart racing at all?
You get a little gut rush, but that's about it. and then you go, oh yeah, I know that. Well, again, it's
Thank you for being. Yeah.
Oh no,
of course
I'll
you
tell
would
you,
be.
it's like. But again, that's what it means to get a grip on them, right? It's like, no.
Yeah. Get a grip on your emotions. All we've been talking about all week.
Yep. You know, and I've spent, like I said, a lifetime in terror of just being me. You know, so listen, you really want to play the game? Well, then just fucking put one in me. You know, knock yourself out. I don't give a fuck. But that's again, don't. What's that?
I said you were as cool as a cucumber. Yeah.
Well, I'm on the air. I got a show to run. You know, stop bugging me.
Yeah.
You know, I have a responsibility to humanity.
The card that I pulled, 9, Language of Breath. The whole thing is about the emotions, about the mind, where the brain is in the mind, but we also have a brain in the heart and a brain in our gut. And getting that in balance and the emotions in the brain like that.
Yeah, tune them up.
Well, hey, the brain, the B, that's 13, right? That's Christ consciousness. Anybody ever like disconnect the B from brain? What
yeah, that? B rain, Christ consciousness, Christ reign. You know, so get it all together.
That's sweet. It's like wow. Yeah. How'd that work? How'd that happen?
There's a funny thing. They've got a weapon that's uses sound to break apart your entire body. Guess what? The only thing that can't break apart is your heart.
The heart.
Yeah, that's tough. Well, that thing's. Think about it.
No, that's your that's where the energy comes in.
That's you. That's where it comes out.
Yeah. Oh.
No, they can't. Let's just say trying to destroy a photon. You might call it a photon, an ankstrom. You know, the heartstrings. You tried it, and they've done it in labs, and it's fact. They destroy it in one place, and it shows up somewhere else instantly. You cannot destroy it. That's pure energy. Energy cannot be created nor destroyed, just changed from one form to another. And this is what we're getting back, the control of that energetic field, where, no, you cannot be destroyed. Sorry, guys. You're infinite. You're immortal. I keep telling you that. Get over it and play the game. But one shall awaken. That's all it's going to take.
Yeah.
And we're all walking in that direction. That's, you know, like I said, I can only follow my heart. And where Judas sees otherwise, Christ knows better. You know, the physical meat stick brain, left brain, will always get you in an immersed in an emotional turmoil. When the real game is simply get in the heart and be with the Ra Isis Ion. Calm, Ra, Isis, Io, that's the 10, all of creation. You've taken the A and flipped it over to the other side. Isn't it funny that when you make that other side tall, it's a lowercase b to reflect the uppercase Rho from the original Greek.
Well, okay. And Isis is Virgo, and we're just coming into the Virgo moon, full moon, the next couple of days in Virgo.
I have a Virgo moon. That's my sign.
Yes, and I'm Virgo. And I just walked outside, and it's just about dark. And I have 2 rosé bushes out here. And all of a sudden I walked out, and this incredible, beautiful rose fragrance wafting all through around my nose. And I'm standing here looking at the almost full moon shining on me. So I'm sharing that energy with you guys.
Yeah. Cool.
Very cool.
I just came in. It's freezing out here. So, is it warm where you're at?
California. Yeah, I'm in Southern California.
Yeah. They don't get a lot of snowfall there. Top of the mountains, maybe. Occasionally in the valleys.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what's funny, right?
It's probably about 58 right now where I'm standing.
58.
No, that's pretty cool. 58, 13.
Hey, 58.
Of course it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 58. There we go.
Yeah, B. So there you go. Yeah, we got, what do we got? About 20 minutes or so left here, so.
Hey, I was thinking of that, Kate, right. I go for my walks usually every night, but anyways, I'm thinking to be or not to be, then it's actually what I'm thinking, it's actually to seize, right? I think it's spelled the same too, right? To seize the be, you have to cease to be. Yeah?
Yeah, cease the beast, baby.
Cease the be.
So both positive words. That's the funny thing.
Two is two of the same. Yeah, to seize the be, the Christ consciousness.
Just get the concept. The 3-word means what you think it does, and it's opposite. That's all you need to get. Just know that, and it removes the polarization of the words. Now you have an intent to follow up on, and that's it. Have the intent, then go and watch it prove itself to you when you mess around with a handful of words. It doesn't take long, and it doesn't take much. And then you start seeing the world talk to you, and you follow the cues of the universe, right? So it's all good. We're like coming down that hill today, and nothing but whoosh when I hit the brakes. It's like people would panic, right? Me, okay, no brakes there, so I just gear down one and grab the handbrake, and yeah, it's all good. I knew the handbrake was fine, but where people would get all, I got to do this, that, and the other. I said, okay, well, I guess I'm going to have to go up the road here, and hope there's a mechanic, which there was and will be. Of course, there always is. And, lo and behold, took me right in, and, lo and behold, we bled the brakes out, and, I'll have the part for you Monday, and, have a look at the tank, and leave there. And all perfect synchronicities to have the interface earlier, to have this interface now, so it's all perfect. It's just a matter of accepting it,
Yeah.
So.
And you have to be in the moment. You have to be in 0 point to react like that, to not panic and this and that. Yeah, because I was in a car with somebody and the traffic stopped dead and we were doing like 45 and the person took their hands off the steering wheel. I'm like, what are you doing?
Nice.
I grabbed the steering wheel, went around the car, hit the brake and got out of it. But yeah, that's what a lot of people, they just throw their hands up, and it's like, so that was, So that's, I know exactly what you're saying, Kate. Oh.
No, it's all good. It's all
no
good.
brakes, though, huh? Oh, we got no brakes.
See, and the thing, I got to go back to the Judge Bow's video. That moment, getting up and going, well, here it is, and then you just let go. Just let go, and it's going to be what it's going to be, and I need to see it for the lesson, to take from it what I need to learn to keep moving forward. That's what the now is. And what Colin was asking earlier, was it, here we go, the here we go moment, and it's just there and gone. Where a lot of people will sit in they're dominated by it. Me, it's like, well, this should be interesting. And that's where I leave it. And play it out. Right. Whatever it's going to be is going to be. I simply accept all things, Yeah. And just go along to see what I need to see to keep moving this forward. So, like tonight, it's not about winning and losing. It's not about that at all. It's just about being. So I don't want for me, it's more important for people to just get the notion of you are God. Better yet, let's just lose that word altogether. You are Ta. You are pure law of truth in gratitude. Stand on top of the T-square. That's your cross. You see, so I've dotted my cross tonight. So that's a cross completion. I've certainly crossed my eyes. We all know that.
You got singular.
Yeah, and inverted them into the exclamation action mark, right? So I'll take creation going out instead of being at effect to creation coming in, because I know everything here is effect. So I just choose, and this, guys, it just takes walk through it, see for yourself. Don't take my word for it. Because I got to tell you. Oh, go ahead, Colleen.
When you're at that place where you just totally let go and you surrender and you'll say, okay, it's going to be what it is, there's like no word to describe that place, is there?
No, and and I'll tell you something else too. There's no scenarios that get drawn up. There's nothing. It's just and that's as soon as monkey left goes, I just wait. It's all good. It's all good. It's perfect. Let it go and go through it and see what you need to see and be the always neutral observer. Stand your ground in absolute peace, or better yet, peace. That's the rise. Or row into consciousness. This is where you row on your boat. You row into consciousness. See, I just went off in a fractal. That's what's happening with us now. Is and the more you do it, the more you'll understand what I'm talking about. It just explodes. And what was the word? Never mind. Doesn't matter. I'm creating my own right now anyway. So, that's right, Reese. So roll into consciousness creation.
Yeah.
Spirit breath into consciousness creation. That's when you get to peace, reverse the hex. And there's more work to do. That twinkling of an eye, as soon as it happens, you'll know. So don't be in a hurry for it. Just keep moving forward. Accept the now. And the more you do that, that's the whole program that has people running like chickens with their heads cut off, because they're looking at a date, they're looking at a time, they're looking at this and that and the other. And I said, for me, it's simple that the game is written. Every infinite possibility and reality is already coexisting right now. I'm simply staying the course to the happy ending, whatever that is. I don't need to think about it. That's what monkey brain left is, and I simply accept it. And it's not easy, guys. It's not. It goes right back down to the just when I thought, and then you're playing that silly game. It's like stop already.
Yeah. Well, you know what helps too. Well, what I know is your intent. That because if there is a restlessness, I think it's there for a reason. Like I wake up, and I kind of just let my body decide what it is I'm going to eat or something. I don't pre-plan what it is. It's like I look around and that's that. But like you said, there's more going to be coming.
Yeah.
You got to take time to it's like because to continually do it, because that's what I've been doing the past. But I guess I was meant to, and I'm at a point where I'm kind of slowing down with it. But because we're eternal, right? So there's no just being certain and confident that things are going the way they're supposed to go. And because I know you're going to be downloading more stuff, I am too, and others too as well.
We all are. It's showing up like crazy now.
Yeah. And that's just what I feel in my gut. I feel in my heart that it's that there's going to be more things discovered as long as we keep that ear open, and and that other part of it, to stay in that silence, and then just take it from there, run with it from there, because I know there's going to be other things you're going to be discovering, and that's your part. And others, like you said, you pointed out a lot of other people, that have good information and stuff like that. But that's the thing, is I think the ones that are tuning into you, it's why I am, is I'm seeing something probably that you're not seeing, and that seems to be the case.
But
we see things.
Guaranteed. I mean, that's what we're all doing, and this is why we do this together. To key the row, to key the spirit breath. Take the G out of that, and what do you got? Talk.
Yeah.
Talk to her. Talk to her together. Yeah. That's Mom, and Mom is calling you home. That's you, creation herself. And you will only get that in the dark.
Yeah. And the funny thing is too, absolutely, in the dark. The music, there's a thing I listen to too. It's like it's got a good. What is it? It's called the Eternal Light. It's a meditation thing. I don't meditate when I listen to it, but I'm in a meditation. Like I don't sit with. Every once in a blue moon I do, but and that's the thing, is I'm not even going to get into that, the experience thing I had, because that's why I don't know what's going to happen the next time it happens. But what I do know is that day, remember I was telling you about, I went out and there were rays out
yes.
in front of the house. Yeah, they were huge. I mean, and it's I really never seen like the sun make rays. I don't even remember. I'm trying to recall, but there was no sun. It was just clouds, and so. And I don't, I look for clues, what I'm saying, but I'm not looking, I need a sign, like that type of sign, but it appeared, it was there was these rays, and it's as if there was a sun, but there's no sun. It was 2 o'clock in the friggin' morning, and there were clouds, and so that's just, the spirit, that real energy of consciousness that like you said, it's culminating, that highest point, and I, like you said, I don't know what's going to happen, but I know there's definitely changes going on, and getting yourself out of that literal world or the humdrum, is what's going to make us more aware of it, and and take it from there. But that was amazing. I mean, I'm telling you.
Sometimes when you see rays coming in like that, there's actually junction points in the magnetic field around the Earth.
Something.
And those junction points form portals that go other places.
Oh, yeah?
And NASA is now trying to, they did a study on this. They don't know how to track when they're going to open or whatnot, but they're junction points.
Not a straight answer.
That actually open gateways to other places.
Yeah.
And that's what you see coming, those big round circles you see in the clouds, that's what those are.
Yeah. Well, you travel along a beam. Information travels along a beam of light, or right?
At this point, it could be anything.
Yeah, and I think that's probably, like they talk about the apotheosis. That's why, we're getting into talking about the alchemy. The transmutation, metamorphosing, and that's what I think. We're moving to a higher level. In a sense, you can say a return, or so in developing those abilities,
or remembering.
Yeah, and
that's what it is. It's a remembering.
Yeah.
You look at what the guy down in Coral, Florida did. all by himself. He did everything that was done to build the pyramids by himself with no machinery.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
par for course, normal.
You know, the knowledge supposedly that the Masons keep hidden type of thing, and it leads to an awful lot of things.
Yeah. Certainly
does.
I
don't think it's really
and
zero-point energy sources and all kinds of stuff.
Well, apparently there's a Keshe thing on right now, actually, where that information is being released to all the public now, and
I'm one of them.
We got a different world coming up. Now, just to let you guys know,
I have a great global shift.
I think it's I think Jeff Rentz is interviewing Keshe, or the Kishi. See. So, and just to let you guys know, we roll off here. I gotta head off to a spot that I can sleep without being bothered. So, if anyone's wondering where I am online, that's where I'll be. I won't be online. That's what I'm saying until I get back here tomorrow.
Situated.
Okay.
I'll be looking for you. You have me unmuted. Hello.
Hey, there you are. Alvita, baby, how are you?
I'm great. I wonder if I'm unmuted. I don't know.
Did you get bingo?
Oh. No, that's Barbara. Alvita, she's a rockin' grandma.
They sound a little bit alike.
Wow. Yeah.
Hey, Alvita.
That's because they're both rockin' ladies. Rockin' ladies sound a lot alike. I've just a little deeper. Go ahead, Colleen.
I just said, hey, Alvita.
I know, Colleen. I heard you. Hi.
Hi.
Yeah. I'm just chilling, listening in. Everything sounds good. Everything is perfectly perfect. You know? Yeah, everything turned out good for everybody.
That's all that matters to me, you know. Like I said, I don't care what happens to me. I'm staying the course.
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear those behind the scenes, Alvita?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Fun, huh?
And I said, uh-oh. I wanted to chime in, but I was feeding my face. Oh, yeah.
It's all good, babies. It's all good. Yeah. So, just keep that beautiful neutral going on within you, and you know who your Judas is. Give him his 30 pieces of silver and then hang him. Right? That's your denying 3 times.
All righty.
That releases what you're doing there anagogically is releasing the physical aspect to set the spirit free. Now, Bill did a great one. I think it was in the Raping of the Virgin, talking about the left and right. And this is not about eliminating the physical aspect. What this is about is bringing Jacob and Esau, Jacob of the right, Esau of the left, bringing them together. And there's the Yaakov. So what you're doing is your Jacob, the game of the Cobb web, right? And that is the unconditional the note of unconditional law of truth in creation of the Christ consciousness. So that's what Jacob or Jacob means. That's why you'll see the name Jack come up. That's simply a reference to Jacob's ladder. Right, Jack and the beanstalk. So start climbing the beanstalk. Shove the bean down the gullet of the beast. For those that are still playing at the intermediate levels, by all means, keep sending out the Did You Know You're Criminals. Keep sending that stuff out. That's wakening up the lower parts of our consciousness. But you're doing it with a Phoenician intent. You're not doing it for a divide and conquer of creating an enemy or a friend. What you're doing is saying, this is what's going on. I love you.
Yeah.
That's it. Nothing more, nothing less.
Right. Because it's all over.
Killing yourself.
It's over. You notice we don't even talk about all that legal shit no more. We all leveled up kind of at the same time. So,
Exactly.
You know, we don't even go there no more. We on some other stuff. You know?
No, it's,
just
it's all good.
You know, when you leveling up, so, yeah.
Yeah.
No,
higher and higher, baby.
Yeah.
I investigated it for a little bit. I think the way, like I think you might have, Kate. I don't know how much you went in, but that's the thing. It's a rabbit hole. You could just go on and on and on and on forever. I saw what I needed to see, figured out what I needed to figure out, and that's it. I stuck a fork in it, you know. And you know, so as I understand how it works, operates, that's it, you know, and that's like any advice to me. It's like, that's why I said I looked at a map, and it blew my mind open. It's like, I'm doing backflips inside my mind, going, it doesn't even exist, you know. I'm like, it doesn't. These guys are fucking magicians, and I'm like you. It was to me. It's like, hats off to these guys in a sense, even though I don't. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at it as a game, and I'm like, wow, they pulled the wool over everyone's eyes, you know. And
yes,
so
we did. It was a good. It was a good
game.
If you look at a map of the globe, if you look at a map of the globe that they teach in school, it's wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, they start so early. Even with something as simple as the map of the globe.
Yeah, they put an infinitely omnidirectional ball hanging in space, and they gave it an upright position. You know?
Well, I mean, even the continents.
Yeah.
The shape of the continents and the size of the continents are wrong. They've inflated where their power bases are to be bigger than the rest of and it's wrong.
Yeah.
And anybody like me who's been up in orbit, no, this is wrong.
Having a look down.
Hey, Kate, is it true that they say when they're out in orbit that you can't see the sun when you're out of the Earth's orbit?
Well, ask the one that's been out of orbit. Go ahead.
You can, but you've got to have a gold-plated shield down, or you'll lose your vision.
We got a minute here.
It'll
Why
burn your eyes right out.
Who you are.
We got a minute.
Patty, tell everyone.
Patty Broussard.
Tell everyone.
I did.
Yes,
I'm one of the people that did all the research, created a big hubbub and all that, and I have a site out there for people to get informed, but. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink, and I got tired of that.
Patty, you did a magical job. You did a magical job bringing that part of the consciousness together. So, it's, again, we're all playing our roles, and like, me included, took our roles a little too seriously, and then we started to loosen up and go, wait a minute, there's a bigger game here. And then we kept stepping back, So, no, I just wanted to make sure everyone knew, I knew who you are. I know who you are. So,
are you an astronaut?
No, I was a contractor, but I was I'm former military. So I got called in to do a job, and it wasn't anything that the public knew about. Let's just put it that way.
Patty came on maybe about 7 months ago.
About that, yeah.
Yeah. Welcome back, Patty.
Yeah.
I've had some rough times, and my blood pressure dropped below 60, and it's like I spent time in the hospital, which I don't like going to because they're not hospitals.
You're at the right place here.
Get well, really.
You're at the right place.
Sea salt, magnesium.
But I wasn't given the option. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's that wart again. That wart.
They have rules that if you're in a certain state, of being at that point in time, you don't have the option of saying no.
Absolutely, I would have told them to go kick rocks. I would have said go.
That's
kick
what I
rocks.
mean. I was incapacitated. My blood pressure was below 60, and they
Were
they
you
said
on
I don't
earlier,
have the option
Patty?
of saying no.
Were you on earlier when you heard Kate at the beginning?
I've been talking. I was on earlier listening, but I didn't hear all of the start of the tow truck issue. And my dad's been, calling me on and off it, so I've been putting the phone on mute and helping him and coming back.
I just asked because of that was a really good example that with Kate. She stood in her power and the truth, and it's like she had an invisibility cloak on. And that's where we're all going. That's exactly
where you are.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. That's
if one point of consciousness is, the rest is. That's
and
the power.
recognizes it, right?
Yes, that's the power we all are as one.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I got attacked. I got attacked, and I defended myself, and I've got a bunch of DU poisoning, which it's eating my heart.
You got what?
So it's depleted uranium.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, you know how to solve that. Get on your own urine for a little bit. That will solve it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Mhm.
Done. We got about a minute here, guys. So just to let you all know, same time, same place tomorrow night. Well, who knows where I'm going to be, but whatever. As far as net location, but I will be back with you in I guess 21 hours. What are the odds? Just to let you know, so it's all good.
Yeah, that sounds awesome, Kate.
Okay.
See you guys all tomorrow.
All right. Much love, Kate. Much love, everyone.
All right. Thank you,
guys.
Good night.
We'll end it off so we can actually end it off. Take care.
Take care, Kate.
You're listening to Kate Of Gaia on Critical. You're listening to Kate Of Gaia on Critical Mass Radio. The game is up. Now, it's our turn.
Oh, good evening. Good Friday night here on The Bucks with truly Kate Of Gaia. Yeah, mobile and hoping that this internet connection holds out. So, well, we'll see, won't we? At the end of the day, that's what matters. All right. Yeah, I don't even know where to start tonight. How about the beginning? That would work, wouldn't it? Yeah. Anyway, haven't had a whole lot of time to be rambling through a lot of stuff, but one of the things I did come across, you know me, I like looking at movies and clarifying the picture and seeing different little connections show up in new units of now, as always, because it's only now. And, of course, my intuitive is what leads me anyway, so my intuitive being the cards, right? So, yeah, it's the power of divination. When you have trust within yourself, no matter what your left brain is screaming at you, you just kind of say, shut up. This is what the now is saying, and you do it, whether you like it or not. So, anyway, I was watching, what's the name of it? Sky Captain and the World of Tomorrow. Funny that it's Jude Law and Gwyneth Paltrow. Again, just looking at things with brand new ears it's very profound. And I know there are some of you out there that are experiencing this, so I really would like this to be a wide open table tonight. Just to kind of keep things, I want to make sure that we're all working this through together so that there's a commonality. I had a good chat last night with Mike Cooley down in California, and yeah, he gets it. He saw the magic and slipped through the veil. And it is such a magical veil, and I assure you, I absolutely, positively assure you, you will not get there if there are any emotions. And while that might sound cold and heartless, it's not. It's actually quite the opposite. Being cold and heartless is reacting to emotions. The simple truth about emotions, when you are not in control of them, and even that notion of being in control of emotions is and can be blinding for a lot of people, and it's very difficult to try to break through that veil. And because I tell you, the left brain justify emotional. Remember, the ego is emotions. That's all it is. It's just imprints that have been placed upon us through all of our little experiences through our lives, and watching how others. Again, it's ego mimics. It's a copy. It's a copyright. And what the ego mimics are scenarios, situations, either from their own personal experience, involvement in a pastime, or observing others. It's always a pastime. Well, there's your pastime. Nice hobby to have. No thanks. If you're observing it from past perspective, you are not in the now. And the only thing that will keep you out of the now again is emotions. That is simply it. You've got to get neutral, and yeah, it's really, really difficult. So, looks like I'm going to guess that's Janet. Let me see. Let's get these mics open here. Is it Janet? Wait for you to unmute.
I'm yours.
Hey, there you are. How are you?
Yeah. Awesome.
Good.
I figured out a part of my game piece that was like really eluding to me, but I knew it was going to be easy. But I live in California, and it was calling for you. So I was like, oh, that was a cool moment for me.
Right on.
I've been having a lot of fun. Yep.
Well, yeah, I was thinking about a few endings of words, like you have machine or fine or mine, and of course when you look at the spellings at the very end of the words, you've got ne, right? So you can pronounce knee. So then I looked at fi knee. Isn't that interesting? And of course, anytime I say knee, for me it just immediately brings in the kneecap Capricorns, right? So, kneecaps.
Yeah.
Right.
Capricorn,
so, and that's just an allegorical. Excuse me. What that's saying is to put aside the thoughts of the left brain. That is the Cain, and loves the Cain Abel. For those that have or have lived in the UK and went to school there, you'll know what caning is all about. You get the cane, and it's not a happy experience. Honest.
No,
I got it a few times.
to say the least. That's torture.
And that's exactly what we do with ourselves all the time. We torture ourselves with left brain monkey chatter, and I got to tell you, it's a constant daily vigilance that it's very easy for that to get away from you. This is why it's so incredibly I can't even put important is they're important. I'm left mind, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
totally.
Yeah. Okay, now there's another pronunciation of it. So you say important. Now im as a prefix means not left mind. What is important, and I wanted to clarify that, is you're either in or out of the left mind. And
don't put the G back in, right?
Right, and the trick about the K, the letter K, is that you can rotate it all the way around, and it gives you most of the Coptic key, right? Because it's going to give you an X through the I itself.
Yeah. Yep. I know, that's really fun. I used to doodle that all the time. That's really a fun one. Oh.
So anyway, what was I going to say there?
Okay, so we're at the K.
Okay, so, I want to finish the G, because the lowercase g, you've got two types there. You've got what's called a one-story and a two-story, right? Because the two-story has got the O above and the O below, and the single story's just got the G with a little hook like the J, right?
Right.
So then you have, and the uppercase G is half the theta, half the spirit, right? So that's why, for me, that's the hex. You got to flip it over. So we went to H. Now the lowercase h is also, when you flip it upside down, is a Y. Right, so I'm going like three-dimensional on these things.
Okay.
Not just sitting two-dimensional.
Yep.
You got that? Okay.
Yep.
And I already covered the I. Now the I, flip it upside down, and you have an exclamation mark, so it's got some energy involved in it.
Okay.
You see what I mean? You're putting. You're
I
pointing.
saw you do that in some of your writings. Yeah.
Right. So you've got the dot, and then you're reaching up with that energy. Same thing like with the A. It's capturing the energy of below and focusing it up. And when you put the capital A on top of itself, again, there you've got it branching and bridged out, right? And if you look in the middle of that, you have the Orion Nebula hourglass, or the Orion constellation, right? So it's all about fixed spells.
Yeah.
So we went to J is a very interesting letter in that it's got the dot above, and it. When you look at a question mark, it's almost the same. That it's just had the shit beat out of it. Right?
Yeah.
So,
it's a little bit kinky.
And that cues the either crucifixion or the capital L, right? Love. So you got to be. See, and this is how I look at everything. So we got J, and then we go to the K. Lowercase, very similar, just a taller top on it, and that's really about it. To me, it's like it's out of balance. So what I'm going to be doing is going through each one of the letters and find energies in it. And then what I'll do is I'm going to write a few lines just to see how they all fit. Huh?
Yeah, sounds right.
You getting the picture?
Yeah.
Now the L to me is an interesting one in that the lowercase L mimics the uppercase I without the top and bottom on it, right? So it's an open-ended intent. Mm-hmm. So when you take the T and put it into the Coptic key, that finishes the 8 points. So there's your two main letters, the K and the T, right?
Right. There's
also a W there, which I just got this sneaky feeling that it's got a hex in it as well, in that it's a double V creation from below to above. So that's why I'm very, very well. Again, keep telling everybody, don't take my word for it. What I do is I just follow intuitively what.
No, that feels right. When I've been playing with words like wonderful, I put an O there, and it's still wonderful. And there's just a lot of words that are way better with the O instead of the W. They feel better, and they just go. I think that works for me.
Okay, so we got, where are we going from there? Well, H-I-J-K-L-M. Interesting in that it's got two intentions going up with a V in it. So it's like the two capital I's bridged with a V at the top, and you can do the same thing with the W, two capital I's with the V's pointing, creation pointing down. So I've long referred to the M as the as above, the W as below, right? Now, we take, give you an idea, the boy name, Wilfred.
Yeah.
W-I-L-F-R-E-D. Let's flip out the W to an O and flip out the D to a T. And what you have there is the oil, free, and then you have the little crucifixion in there, right? Or the capital L. So I changed that out for the law of truth, right? So it's the oil to free the law of truth. So these are clues and things that are going to fall into your life path, right? So this is why, for me, it's very important to get this together so that people can start messing around with their own names to see that theirs is the name of God. I would hazard to say, instead of the name of God, the name of T, which is there's your T square, if you will.
Yeah.
And I was in architecture for a while, drafting and whatever, so it was really interesting that we use T-squares. And, of course, all the other little instruments of fun and joy and bliss and glee and whatever else, right?
Right.
Yeah, too much fun.
Kate,
so. Yeah.
Can I jump in?
I opened your line for that reason, hon.
It's been a while. Listen, I'm traveling, so I apologize if it's kind of noisy, but you're on my letter. You're on the M.
On your
You're on the letter M, and this is Mem.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
And what I was thinking of is the wave, with the up, down, the wave. And I'm thinking of scalar, and again, I'm thinking of spirit. I'll go ahead and mute out and listen, but I just wanted to...
It's very powerful, and I know this. It's a very responsible thing.
Right.
Because it really jolts people out of their...
I bet. I mean...
Well, chakra. Chakra, yeah. I'll bet.
Chakra, yeah. But they're getting a gift and they don't know it, so that's really cool, too.
Well,
that's in that energy,
it's funny.
It is so great. Even though they're shocked and everything, they're getting a gift. So that's just so perfect and great.
Yeah, I love saying Google Kate of Gaia and then seeing them the next time. It's a whole different conversation.
Yeah. There you go.
Another one of my favorite lines is, you should try reading the book. You already see the cover. Yeah. It's a handy role to play for one-liners, that's for sure. But you're the only one that's jumped in here, Janet. I have a bunch of pussies out there who don't want to talk. I don't know what's going on.
Hi, they'll be jumping
in.
They'll be jumping in. The water is so nice.
Oh, there you go.
You're just talking.
Well, let's go into the alphabet here, because I was looking at the letters and the sigils, and just the shapes of them, right? Because I focus on the shapes, the symbols, and to see what the intent of the symbol has to say. It's like the capital L letter A is a positive, and it's bridged and pointing up. So it's a creation from below going up. And then you look at the lowercase a, and what it is a, what do you call it? It looks like you got some company here, but anyway. Lowercase a is like a circle with a line beside it.
Yeah.
And, it looks like I had some OPP coming by. Anyway, so if I end up going off the air, you know why. So it's all good.
Okay.
Anyway, what was I going to say to you? So if you got the circle and the O, just on the phone. Okay? Okay. Anyway, so what was I going to say there? Then you've got, because I was looking at the O's and the I's to see how they connect together.
Yeah.
So you've got like a wall on one side and an O on the other. You see what I'm saying here? Sorry, guys, just a little distracted here. But anyway, bottom line is this. Focus on the shapes. Now, take the capital H, for example. You've got that bridged, both going up, so you got like a double DNA action going on.
Yeah.
Right? Now, look at the capital letter B, which is a 13. The lowercase b is the mirror of the P, which is the like key rho, the reversed Greek letter.
Okay. Right, the P. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's all good. And then you have, let's go to the C. The capital C and the low C, lowercase c, are, for me, they're both positive. There's no positive negatives in those. And then you have
exactly the same, just
the
smaller.
D. Yeah. Then you've got the lowercase d, and the uppercase d is a mirror of itself. So it's, for me, that's like cutting the O in two, and it's just showing a reflection on the other side.
Okay. Half of the theta.
Yes, exactly. Well, actually, the D is, I haven't checked that one out, but I know that the G, when you put the G over top of itself, you've got the full hex of the theta, right? Yeah. Then you have G, A, B, C, D, E, which is a reversed 3, so it's looking at it in the mirror. Then you have, they're coming over. So one sec. Hi, I'm live on the air right now. Can I help you? Yeah, I do. I get about 1 million listeners. It's 2 hours from now. Yeah. Yeah, Google Kate of Gaia. You've got a computer. Google Kate of Gaia. You've got a computer, right? Yeah. Well, I'm not a taxpayer, right? So it's all good. Yeah, yeah. And I'm not one of those silly free men types, please. No.
And tell me your website again. I want to check that.
Okay. Well, just Google Kate of Gaia. It's the number one search.
Kate of Gaia?
Gaia. Gaia.
And is it Kate, K-A-T-E?
Well, you can. It depends on how you want to pronounce it, right? I don't actually spell it out for anybody. So yeah, it's. No. I'm a Phoenician. Big difference. Yeah, it's different. Yeah, it's Phoenician. That's what this whole society is built on. Sound faking, right? You don't know what you're saying. That's the whole trick that they play. Okay. Have a great night. Anyway, where were we?
Oh, beautiful, Kate.
G.
Okay.
What's that?
That was beautiful.
Well, no, it's just how I communicate with people.
No, I just love
Have
that
fun.
because I just did. That was just like sitting on the edge of your seat. Just good movie. I'm having a good adventure.
Oh yeah, well, welcome to real time. Well, it's all good.
Yeah, all good. Too good.
I should probably hang around for a bit. No, whatever. We'll see what happens. We'll play this movie out as it plays. So now we got GHI, right? So that's a vertical line. So that's also a double cross because it can go up and it can go down.
So leave the G in the alphabet?
Oh, sorry, the G. No, get rid of. I take that out and put a K in, right?
Right. I killed that. So because I've been writing out the alphabet, so I'm going along with you writing these. So.
From, so.
Get it out there. That's awesome. That's what's important, that's, I mean, really good right now because we're really.
Well, that's priority one, and
yeah.
Yeah, I got to tell you, I remember.
Are moving. It's nice.
Well, just going back a couple of years ago, like this time last year, I was sitting in a solitary cell, right? And I got to tell you, when I got out after that, this was the only thing that mattered to me. Well, I'm talking in terms of getting the word out, but there was a lot of other things that were there, and they're still there. But they're not emotional heartstrings that are getting played like some, thrash metal guitarist. They were then, but now they're more subtle, right? Because it's looking at the things that that you need to contrast, and they're not easy to do. And I got to tell you, I am not an easy being to be around, period, with ego. End of story. Because I know how beautiful the essence is. Because I can see you, and this is where it's a fight to the finish. I wanted to get to that Sky Captain thing. The main character that they were hunting down in it, his name was Totenkopf, which is, and I looked this up ages ago. I was trying to remember last night. What does that mean again? I knew it had something to do with a skull and crossbones, and that's exactly what it is. It's very interesting, though, with regards to that. Now, just to let you know, that was the main character. Of course, you had Jude Law and Jute. It was it's crazy watching this stuff now because you can see all of the energies, and of course they're looking for Shangri-La. It's not on a map anywhere. You got to head north at this coordinate. All the numbers, even the numbers on the planes, everything. It is so laughable when you start seeing it from those eyes. And this is why it's impossible. If you've got any ego issues, fight in you, anything like that at all, you will never see this. You'll get glimpses of it, perchance. But you will never see the now talking to you. And I got to tell you, it's crow after crow after crow, and it's it was funny. I was coming into the town. Well, not the town I'm in now, but I was coming into Erin, and just got to the bottom of the hill, and no brakes. It was great. It was awesome. Hey, I sit down and hand brakes and stuff like that. But, true to form, went up, and there's a gas station that I go to fairly regular, anytime I'm in the area, and there's a shop attached to it, and the guy took me in right away, and ended up, I've still got to go back, but I got most of the air out of the brake lines. But no, it was fun. It was good. But
Stay 90, huh?
Yeah, it was really funny. Again, it's all good. It's all good. But yeah, portable mobile. So that's the game.
Yeah.
Someone's got to do it, right?
Yeah, that's what me and Shrek do. We drive to the library, get online, drive to somewhere to stay, and it's all good.
Well, that's exactly it, right? So, but yeah, I can. It's amazing. This is another thing too, and it's a beautiful contrast because I look at the different connections that people have with things, and I might as well say possessions or possessed with things, right? I can travel around my whole world in a little two-door coupe. Okay.
It works.
Got my purse, got my computer, got my keyboard. Yeah. I'm good. Oh, my guitar too. Got that.
You gotta have that.
No, it's all good.
Yep.
So here, check this out for Totenkopf. Totenkopf is the German word for skull and crossbones and death's head symbols. The Totenkopf symbol is an old international symbol for death, danger, or the dead, as well as piracy. It gets more interesting. It consists usually of the human skull with or without the mandible, and often includes two crossed long bones, femurs, most often depicted in the crossbones being behind some part of the skull. It's commonly associated with 19th and 20th century German military use. The lexical formation of the word Totenkopf can be explained as dead person's head, and in brackets beside it, gender neutral.
Wow.
Now, how interesting is that?
Yeah.
Is that a big enough clue?
Yep, right on target. Yeah.
You know, so it's been an interesting day. Just interacting with people around here. It's it's all good, but it was more interesting than normal, especially seeing people that I already know and others that just watching the reactions. It's okay. I'm here to make your day interesting. Worked, didn't it? You know.
I bet.
It's okay, you know.
Bearded dragon flying in.
Oh yeah, I know. Just
That's
you know.
So funny.
Yeah, stand there behind your counter and
like
have
to
that.
be like a little bee on your shoulder for just a little bit. That'd be fun.
Yeah. Yeah, stand there behind the counter with that wry little smirk of, oh my God. Yeah, I know. Oh my God, is that, you know, you can feel their thoughts, right? And you look at them and go, yeah it's okay. I get this quite regular. You know, some people react the same way, like to retarded children and other defects, right? It's like,
right.
I do like putting it where it really is what and it's powerful. And ego/emotion, I'm really going to put these together so that to take away that separateness of when people talk about the ego. For me, it was psychology's way of taking something that is within you, outside of you, yet again to look at it from a separated, right? A separated entity. It's not. It is. There was a great video. Yeah, bringing it into balance. Now, what was the video? It was one of Bill's. Was Raping of the Virgin. Let me just. Yeah, he had just. Again, Bill releases them in perfect moment now, as everything is perfect. So I simply look to see what is going on now. Where are we? Raping of the Virgin. I just want to give the number so if anyone wants to search it. Again, go to Bill's website, hiddenmeanings.com, and they're all there. So let me see. get this because I know I just listened to it. So there it is.
Yeah, and your last writing, the oil and water. That's perfect. I mean, that helped me, 1,000 times. I mean, because it just brought it to a more perspective for me, so I could really separate. And yesterday when you talked about the imprinting, that was perfect too.
Well, the thing that, again, is for me, it's about clarifying and centering in, taking the crosshairs and focusing on the things that, that I'm looking at, and with this, discussing things with you guys, the things that I'm looking at to focus on, to see what is vitally important to, bring back into balance. Now, that video is number 233, Rape of the Virgin, so if you want to search that on YouTube, highly recommended. Let's look at the word, W-O-R-D. Let's flip out the W and put the proper O sound. Now, the reason I was talking about this last night with Mike, and start getting visual. Go through the alphabet very slowly and start visualizing the shape you're making with your torus field mouth. And you'll see that when you're saying the W, the wa, when you say water, what you're doing is you're pulling it in. Now, when you say water, you're pushing it out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I noticed that when you wrote that today, so I was like, oh, yeah, that's how, because I've been playing with how we're going to make the W, O-word, or, so yeah, that's really good.
Well, again, now you get a better understanding of what the ORT field is all about, or field T, right?
Yeah.
ORT, well, take the W out of word and put the O in, and take the D out and put the T in, and there's your wart. And we're talking about the witch's nose. The one that's always on her nose, right? The wart that is on your nose, right?
Nose,
and witches.
Follow your nose. There we go.
Yeah, and they like to, of course, witches are all, evil, nasty, right? Well, talked about that before, and what is a witch? Well, a witch is a white. It can be either a witch, and of course that leaves a choice, which one, whether or not, kind of thing. And it can also be pronounced white key.
Yep.
Wit means to know. Key, so wit key, white key. So it entirely changes the intentions that are placed in these sounds, and the more you work through these things, like here's another example. Excuse me. Shape the letters and pay close attention to where your tongue is when you're saying T and D. Try that out, and you'll see that the shape is almost identical.
Yep.
Just slight flex in the back.
It in really good. Yeah.
So this is what I do, and I was looking at the alphabet. I tried to get my word program open. It was a little too soon before the show started, and of course I just wanted to make sure that I had an internet connection. But I was going through the alphabet in my mind last night and looking for the sigils that are positive / negative. And because what we have here, the spelling is what is polarized. Right, so we have an equal and opposite meaning for a word, where assumption and presumption is mainstay. Right, or right. Which one did I say? And depending in the context of what I'm talking, it can be assumed one thing, but then when you put the whole sentence together, it's like I broke down, I do not consent, and you just got to open your mouth and say I, and I've got you. So it means yes, aye, Captain, right? So you've got to start looking at these with your ears and redefining things. What was it about Phoenician? There was another real literal one that just jumped out at me. Again, trying to keep notes. I've just been a bit of a hustle bustle today, trying to make sure I could get to a net location. where I could actually do this. So my apologies to all for not being a bit more prepared. But we'll muck on through,
yeah? It's all good.
Yeah, we just have a tendency to, well, me anyway. Like I said, the only thing I'm concerned with is getting on the air. That's it. On that, I don't give a rat's royal rump where I'm getting on.